Hello my gorgeous peopleini, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are going to be in between the 1st and the actual 8th of March 2022, and they are going to be of course for all 12 signs of zodiacs, and they will be indeed individually time stamped, which means that you can simply scroll at the bottom of the screen and you're gonna find your sign that way, or you can just check within the actual description box and you can click on the actual time next to your sign, and that in itself is going to bring you almost immediately to your sign. So now this reading is in between the 8th and the actual 8th of March 2022, and I'm going to start with my gorgeous Aries. Do you know what, Aries? It is a lot about the new beginning and the actual inspiration that you are going to have this week. And never mind the fact that this week is actually starting on my reading is starting on the very 1st of March, which is it's just all about the inspiration, it's all about the balance, it's all about like being pointed towards a certain direction. It's the feelings and vibration that we find very, very beneficial at this moment in our lives. So what is going to happen with you, my gorgeous Aries, is going to be very interesting indeed. So all that vibration and energy is pretty much so going to pick you up right from the beginning of this week, and I really like it because pretty much so the 1st and 2nd of March are going to play a really important role when it comes to this, and you are going to see and you're going to have a lot of bursts of inspiration, and they're just at the same time they're going to give you these wings to fly. You will be able to kind of really feel this optimism, and that optimism is just going to be the actual conversation in its own. You know what I mean? You you with yourself, this is important because at the same time it's all about you paying attention to actual inspirations that you are going to have. Why these inspirations mean to you so much? Why do you feel so kind of optimistic? Why does it have such a powerful impact on you and on your life? Because a lot is going to be answered to you on your path, but most importantly when it comes to the actual directions in your life, they will become obvious by the end of this week indeed. So what I also like about this week when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, is most certainly the fact that the specific particular part of your life, it's going to be highlighted, and the part of your life that is going to be highlighted at around the midweek, it's all about the actual responsibility. It's all about where you should be kind of putting more energy towards, what you should be focusing on. This is very important. It's not only about that, but it's about that specific part of your life that you most certainly, you have to be persistent, and very often in life, we come across things that take our, vibration away from us, that affect these things in life sometimes, certain things in life sometimes, they take our vibration a little bit because we tend to kind of focus on things that maybe we shouldn't be focusing on, and this is how our balance get actually affected. So it's also at the same time about you knowing exactly which part of your life do you have to be persistent about. The more you put energy towards it, the more you kind of persistent, the more you're going to get out of it. This is very important, but at the same time it is going to bring you such an important clarity. It's all about you having this clarity on your life purpose, and in your heart you will most certainly and most importantly you will know what to do. And this is why I want to stress this is so significant, because on another hand you're going to come across a certain problem that was really pretty much so kind of creating a certain obstacle in your life, especially and particularly over the last 10 months as well. So you're going to come up with some kind of plan, and the plan that you're going to come up is just pretty much so going to consist of you being aware of other ways to do something, so you're going to become aware of other ways to do something that you always wanted to do, but also so far it created this certain little blockage, and you were just kind of left a little bit kind of in a stationary pose, if I can say that. But when it comes to your life and things kind of flowing as quick as you would want them to flow, this is important, because at the the same time it's just like basically it created a really big burden in your life. So now this is all about you kind of resolving this burden at the same time, my gorgeous Aries. So this is why this is so important. On another hand, you know, you have been carrying a very heavy baggage for a while now. And you know, it is just basically what specific part of your life made you feel in this way, like you were carrying such a heavy baggage. You know, the good news is that this is most certainly slowly coming to an end with all this. So this is why this is so important, because, you know, something very difficult and very heavy and very kind of like a unusual stage of your life is slowly coming to an end. And this is why this is so important, because wherever there is an ending, there is also a new beginning. So you're gonna find this very beneficial, this beautiful energy pool, energy shift that you're gonna feel. And that energy shift that you're going to feel, it's gonna influence you and impact you when it comes to your way of thinking, but also by paying attention to the inspiration and the vibrancy your own inspiration actually gives you. I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Aries. So the tarot card of the week for Aries. Tarot card of the week for Aries. Okay, so the tarot card of the week is, oh my god, look at this, absolutely mind-blowing. You see what I mean? This is all about the actual inspiration. It's the Ace of Swords, indeed. So it's all about the inspiration, it's all about the power, it's all about the balance slowly and beautifully, you know, returning into your life. But it's about the sacred inspiration. It's pretty much so to do with a very kind of important part, with an important part of your spiritual journey. And this is going to be really big. This is going to be really important, because at the same time, you know, it is going to give you that power to take action, you know, on your ideas. You know, it is going to kind of give you, you're going to understand so much more after this week, you know, when it comes to like the next step of your life. What hasn't been clear to you now, it's most certainly going to be clear to you. But it's all about that inspiration. It's all about that important starting point. It's all about like, you must stay true to yourself and you must follow your intuition, because that is going to help you to make one of the biggest impacts on your life. Please, Aries, you need to understand, it's about an important inspiration. This is all about your strength. It's about your power. It's about you having a very kind of like the certain energy to succeed with things that you want to succeed. But at the same time, it's about the beginning of, you know, the solution to an ongoing problem, that it's also going to be resolved through all this that I've mentioned so far. This is pretty much so to do with a complex situation in your life, but also with you giving credit to yourself, with you trusting yourself, with you following this absolutely mind-blowing inspiration. Follow this inspiration, because that inspiration that you are going to have this week is going to change your life. It is going to give you courage when you need to have a courage. It is going to give you confidence when you need to have a confidence. And all these things, you know, are leading towards all sorts of signs and synchronicities that you are going to have. At the same time, paying attention to any kind of 111 or any 1111 that you could see, because every single time when you see this, when you come across this number, there is also going to be a rather important sign for you revealed very soon after that moment in time, which is going to be guiding you along the way and making you aware of the fact that you are on the right direction, that you are doing the right thing in life. So I'm just gonna see what is gonna be your oracle card, my gorgeous Aries. Okay, so this is your oracle card. Okay, so it's a channel your knowledge. It's all about the critical judgment. You see, you're gonna stumble upon like the pretty much so the little problem as well, where you are most certainly just have to respond by yourself, almost as if someone is gonna ask you something absolutely crazy, like someone is gonna ask you something absolutely ludicrous, and that doesn't make sense to you. But because that other person is just so strong when it comes to their own energy, they can take over. I spoke to you about the energy vampires so far, that with their negativity they can achieve quite a lot, because they vibrant their energy and their vibrance is very strong, but unfortunately in an unusual and very bizarre way. So we just get tangled along this like kind of negative energy, so we find our way out pretty in a very difficult way. So basically, to answer to this is to respond to the situation is always just remember that it needs to come from you. When someone comes across this week and asks you something something really unusual, really weird, and something just doesn't make sense to you about this, then most certainly that needs to come from you. It is the time to put your foot down, not to have like an argument or anything like that, but most certainly, most importantly, just trust your own judgment. It is no time to go and check with Jane, Mary, John, or Mark. No, baby, no. It is time to trust your own judgment. It is important. You will be rewarded for that. You will see the way things work. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Taurinis, my gorgeous Taurus. You know, I just want to say to you that there is going to be a really important idea that you are going to have, and I have to go down now because my television is too loud, and I have to go and turn my television down a little bit and carry on with this reading. I'm sorry, my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm going to be 1 second. The television is way too loud. La 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 la. I'm sorry, my gorgeous Taurinis, but I left the television down there, and just sometimes, you know, the televisions, you know, they're really quiet, really not really loud, and then suddenly after 15 minutes, like the volume is like really much higher, you know. It's a bit weird, but then there you go. So now, my gorgeous Taurinis, you know, this is in between the 1st and the actual 8th of March 2022. So basically, you know, I really like this because you are going to have a really kind of important idea this week. This is going to be Big Mama in so many different ways. But before you have this idea, you are going to see something, and what you're going to see is going to help you to reconnect with yourself in a big way, my lord. What you're going to see is just going to be very sacred to you, very unique. It's something that you don't see very often, something that you don't come across very often, but it's pretty much so to do with your spiritual journey in such a way where you're going to feel a very strong spiritual connection, like ooh la la. It is just going to touch a very sensitive parts of your spirit and your soul that are not touched that often, and this in itself is just going to start opening up all sorts of like the actual new world of possibilities when it comes to you. So I really like this. So first of all, you're going to see something very sacred to you, like it's pretty much so almost as if I can describe the whole thing like a bit of like a spiritual ritual that you're going to have at the same time, because almost immediately after that moment in time, you're not going to be able to forget about this, because as I said, it's going to touch very sensitive, very, very sacred parts of your spirit and your soul that are not touched that often. And this happens when we reach a very powerful and important stage of our own personal karma, and when we have gone through something kind of very difficult, very strange and very bizarre. But it's not only about that, but it's about us, like you, learning your own lesson and being aware what your next step is going to be according to things that you've been through. You will know exactly what to avoid, but at the same time you will know what to kind of pay attention to, my gorgeous Taurini. So before you get that idea, before I said, you know what I mean, before you get that idea, before you have that idea that I've mentioned, it's all going to be about that little ritual that you're going to see, or something spiritual, or something very unique to you. But the whole thing I can describe to you as a little spiritual ritual, seriously, because it's all going to start with an inspiration, and at the same time it's going to become like an important idea. That idea, it's going to be like a big mama in so many different ways, my gorgeous Taurinis, because it's going to help you to kind of like really get out of the situation that is becoming an absolute nonsense, very strange and very unusual and very bizarre in your life. And then on another hand, it's going to help you so much for the certain part of your life to come up, you know, to come through, and for the certain part of your life to become reality. So this means to you so much, but also it has been a very much so an integral part of your life, very strongly over the last 9 years, baby. And then over the last 9 months, you know, this was like kind of like a really keep on popping up in your mind and kind of requiring your attention. And then you have been waiting for the right moment, and now you're going to realize that this is the right moment to step through, step forward, my gorgeous Taurinis, because it's about a very important part of your life, at the same time becoming a reality here. And also you need to remember to be as optimistic as you possibly can, but at the same time you need to also like a kind of sorry, at the same time you need to have a faith in the universe that everything is going to be absolutely fine. And that means that the power of manifestation will be strong. And sometimes we don't recognize this, you know, like that we have it at a certain moment in time. Our manifestation is very powerful, but it can go both ways. So if you're very low and very down, you're just going to slow yourself down, you know, you're just going to slow your progress. So you have to like keep your head up and try to see the challenges throughout the week, try to see the problems and the obstacles throughout the week as the actual challenges, and that way you're on top of the things, you know, in your life before you even start. You don't kind of bring these negative obstacles right in front of you in your subconscious mind that you have to go over and over and over with until you stay true with yourself, until you just, you know, make a very strong and powerful decision. You know what you're gonna also learn, my gorgeous Taurinis, sorry, you're also going to learn that you know, to take, you're gonna learn, but you have to remember, you know, to take life as it comes, both positive and negative. So this is an important aspect that I want you to pay attention to. And also at the same time, I need you to pay attention to that someone is going to try to like kind of like really challenge you, and this is going on quite a lot at this moment in time around us, you know, and you're going to be challenged by a couple of people like throughout this week, you know, who are having a completely different opinions to you. But there is absolutely no point. I told you this before. Do not waste your energy on people who don't mean anything to you. You know, don't waste your energy on people who are just so far gone with their own opinions. Your opinions are so different that there is absolutely no point to kind of like even like lower yourself to this level. I shouldn't say it like this, but then again, at the same time, in this situation, my gorgeous Taurinis, you know something that they don't know. They had enough, this personal group of people, to find out, but they most obviously didn't. So there is no point to kind of like try to waste your energy whatsoever with people who don't mean anything to you. Okay, so now I'm just gonna see, my gorgeous Taurinis, what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, so what is going to be a tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Taurinis? What is going to be a tarot card of the week? And this is in between the 1st and the 8th of March, you know, and at the same time, you know, it's all about like you realizing that idea that you're going to have, this is going to be a very important inspiration, and you just need to stay committed to this, okay? Because this is a very powerful week when it comes to you, when it comes to your subconscious mind, and when it comes to your third psychic eye, like literally taking over. So you will be aware of quite a lot. But then again, by the time the week after this comes, and then week after that, you know, this is already going to start kind of drifting away, because there are going to be so many other things like around you. I'm not saying that it's going to drift away and disappear. No, baby, no. But I'm just telling you that this is a clear sign that you are going to have this idea, this inspiration this week, but you must remember to stay committed to it as well, because there are going to be lots of other things that are going to be quite challenging. But this is something that is a major aspect in your life that you should be paying attention to. So this is important, my gorgeous Taurinis. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week for you. Tarot card for Taurini. Okay. Oh my lordy lord, you see this little bastard here? Of course that it had to be Tower. A little bit of Tower situation you're going to have this week, my gorgeous Taurinis, and I very much so strongly feel that this is going to happen at around the midweek, you know. And the Tower situation is just like kind of like it's gonna surprise you pretty much. So the situation is just gonna happen completely out of the blue, and you're gonna be thrown out of the balance a little bit. But then at the same time, this is going to get you thinking, this is going to get you going, and you know, you're gonna have such a beautiful little spiritual slap at the same time, because that Tower situation is gonna work actually really great for you, because it's going to, on one hand, you will become aware of like the certain people in your life, and the certain person or a certain group of people in your life that you no longer want to be part of, no longer want to be associated with. But then at the same time, it is also going to show you the way how to do something better almost immediately, and it's not even going to be that long after that moment in time. It's all about this balance that you are going to have, my gorgeous Taurinis, and the balance that you are going to have, it's going to point you towards the direction that you should be going, because because this Tower, it's actually brilliant. It's going to help you so much because it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to make you aware how much you want to change your life as well, because that in itself, you know, this Tower, it's brilliant because, you know, it's also signifying the fact that a very challenging time for you is slowly coming to an end, and it's going to really inspire you, impress you in so many different ways, but the most important way will be that you will want more out of life anyway. So this is only going to kind of like really come through really nicely for you, and of course it's going to like kind of like really reflect on your finances, your financial situation, and also it's going to like kind of like give you a little bit of confidence and self-esteem to make a very important step in your life that you're a little bit unsure about. So you see, you've got 3 tarot cards, my gorgeous Taurinis, this week. So now your oracle card is astral travel, caution needed. You see this? To me, this absolutely very strongly means that you are going to find yourself like pretty much so wanting to explore the certain part in the certain stage of your life, and that part of your life that you will want to explore, I would not rush with whatsoever. Just take one step at a time. It is important to understand when you find yourself in front of the specific path, you will want to explore this path, this part of your life, and this is going to be evident on the on the 8th of March. This is going to be quite evident, but at the same time, don't rush into anything. Do not rush into anything. These are the keywords that you need to remember. Don't rush into anything, because this is what you're going to find yourself at. You know, it takes time for you to come out of yourself. It takes time for you to absorb as much as you can in order to have the relevant experience and the relevant knowledge to know exactly what you're going to do later on. So if you feel rushed, if somebody's pressurizing you, are trying to make you to hurry up with something on the 8th of March, you're just like, no baby, no. You know, just take one step at a time. There is something very specific that you are going to learn after that moment in time, that it's going to be invaluable big mama information. When it comes to July 2022, this is going to be huge. Okay, just remember that. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Gemini, my gorgeous Geminini. You know, it's like all about this wonderful activity that you are going to have this week. Right at the beginning of this week, you are going to have you're going to feel an amazing activity. You are going to have an amazing activity in your life, which is going to at the same time be guiding you towards an advancement. So it's again, you will know by the way you feel, you will know by this optimism, you will know what to do, and you will know which next steps to actually take. At the same time, you need to remember, my gorgeous Geminini, this is so important, that there are going to be the certain seeds that you're going to plant this week, you know, and these seeds, these spiritual seeds that you're going to plant, you know, at the same time, they are going to be very rewarding in the future. But you must not forget to be patient. You know, this is important, to be patient and to not unnecessarily worry. This week is going to be very deep, and when we are going through things like a manifestation power, and you are like a big mama when it comes to manifestation, you're very, very powerful. You possess this knowledge, this sacred knowledge, you possess this sacred power, and because there are 2 of you inside, my gorgeous Geminini, you know, you're just like that much more understanding you have about the specific situations and subjects in your life that you need in order to like kind of go on the next step, but knowing what to do at the same time. What you have to remember, my gorgeous Geminini, that the energy is going to be quite, as I said, like a little bit thick, a little bit unusual, and this is to you, this is going to be very highlighted because it is going to be remarkable power when it comes to manifestation. So you need to make the most of it, and you need to also understand at the same time not to think negatively, not to think negative, because also, you know, the power of manifestation, when it's so strong and highlighted, can go both ways basically. So this is why, you know, just try to kind of like be as optimistic as you possibly can and focus on the next steps, you know, focus on what you're going to do next. You know, just remember that this is the highly powerful week when it comes to karma. So it's about the investments that will be rewarded in the future. It's all about the investments that are going to be rewarded in the future. Okay, so it's about the spiritual seeds that are going to be planted and really, really well, you're going to have this really rewarding, but this is going to be really rewarding, but at the same time, it's about the efforts, and investments that are going to be planted in the future. So you're going to be understanding quite a lot. You're going to be able to really connect to your higher self, but that in itself is going to open your eyes. It's going to see what you didn't see before, and this does become like a little bit draining, this like kind of like an excess, like a sacred knowledge that comes to us. But at the same time, this is also like the sign of your own power when it comes to you starting things, beginning things, investing in certain part of your lives, and making an absolutely massive progress. But just pretty much so through this, you're going to understand that, there is some kind of truth that you're going to find out by the end of this week as well. And a certain truth that you're going to find out pretty much so you're not going to like it. It's going to be rather bitter. It's going to make you feel like, oh no, you're not going to believe what you're going to find out. But then again, a harsh truth is better than a soft lie. You need this truth in order to kind of understand what aspect of your life it's taking like a huge massive priority over absolutely everything else. So the actual 7th and the 8th of March are going to be super kind of like highlighted when it comes to you finding out that truth. But then this is like a super important for you, because it's at the same time going to be the great time of release of the negative energy, and also the beginning of the healing progress that is about to enter your life, my gorgeous Gemini. Indeed, by the end of this week, you are going to make an amazing progress, but also at the same time, you are going to become aware of the specific opportunity that it's about to come up. And that specific opportunity, this is only the beginning of this, but it's going to require lots of changes. But also at the same time, do not be put off by the changes that you need to make, and do not be put off by timing, because very often, we are put off by the certain timings. How long is something going to take until we achieve this? But then no, baby, no, because very often, as long as you're on the right path, so many other things start falling in, at the same time, that gives you something to kind of look forward to and see, and not to anticipate, this part of your life to become like a kind of, to manifest it, like really, really quick, without kind of having a little rewards beforehand, which are going to be playing a really important kind of like a role when it comes to you realizing how much you've actually changed over the last 36 months in the best possible way. You have gained like an amazing mind-blowing knowledge, and now it's time to take that knowledge with you on the next level and avoid things that happened to you over the last 36 months. You will be able to be on top of things, and you will have a chance to avoid certain things that you made, like that you see maybe as a little mistakes, and things like that. So now, my gorgeous Gemini, I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, what is going to be your tarot card of the week? Ooh la la, Knight of Swords. Well, this doesn't surprise me at all. This is all about the actual bravery. It's all about the energy that you're gonna feel and the inspiration right from the beginning of this week. And the week is starting on the 1st of March, and this doesn't surprise me because it's number one. Again, the week is starting on the 1st of March, so it's the beginning of that wonderful energy, which is just going to really kind of be very inspiring. It's like it makes you feel like you want to take action on your ideas, and this is all what is going to be kind of your driving force, my gorgeous Gemini. It's so important from the very 1st of March, until the 8th of March. It's going to be pretty much so about you thinking about your ideas, and now suddenly there are going to be certain ideas that you didn't think about it in a while. There are going to be certain ideas that are going to kind of bounce back that you were thinking about maybe 7 or 8 months ago, and then you're going to be wondering why am I thinking about this now? I was thinking about this about 7 or 8 months ago. Now suddenly this is coming back. This is so important. This is so important. This is so important. And these ideas are like a very kind of unique and special parts of our lives that we need to explore, we need to discover, we need to rediscover. And these ideas are also going to come to you, my gorgeous Gemini, pretty much so in the mornings, the mornings in between the 1st and the 8th of March, every single morning, like you will see, you're going to open your eyes and then suddenly you're going to be driven. You're going to be driven towards a certain aspect of your life that you're going to feel so re-energized as long as you focus on it and pay attention. And these are the ideas that I'm talking about. These are going to be your guidance throughout this week. And the reason why in the morning, you know, because as soon as we wake up in the morning, we are still in this very special, very powerful stage, you know, of our mind when it comes to like our meditation, when it comes to being part of all sorts of different dimensions, because when we sleep, we are part of like, we have astral projections and things like that, but we don't necessarily remember. It all depends. So the first few minutes when we wake up in the morning, that energy is just so powerful still, and we still understand so much more. We are closer to those things, much closer to those things that we should be closer to, that are going to make a major role in our lives. So this is why, because you're still benefiting from all these different parts of dimensions when you wake up. This is why I need you to pay attention to, because it's all about the ideas that are going to require your that are going to require action, by the same time, you know, it's going to give you will to create. It's going to give you so much energy, inspiration. It's going to make you feel really creative at the same time. So it's going to be undeniable. You know, you're not going to be able to ignore this whatsoever. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Gemini. So your oracle card of the week is Eternal Union. New love is forming. Gemini, behave. Look at this. This is brilliant. You see, so now this is all about a new love forming. So this goes both ways. You see, now when it comes to this new life forming, it's about you falling in your life again. Okay, so you are, it's not necessarily, oh yeah, new love, new boyfriend, new girlfriend, la la la. No, baby, no. When it comes to this new life, love is forming, this is very strongly and very strictly, I'm thinking about, I'm focusing on the actual, this vibration and energy that I'm getting, and it's about you just being so worried about your life. You were so worrying about things, you were so worrying about life, you were so worrying about things around you, and I don't blame you. You know, you're only human. But on another hand, you have got this power to know when something is wrong, something is wrong. When something is right, something is right. And that sometimes that just doesn't help, because unfortunately it just makes you feel even more worried, for example. So it is just basically, it took so much energy out of your life. Your energy was drained so much, bless your heart. And now this week is also going to mark the return of that energy that you need in order to move on with your life, that you need in order to be courageous, that you need in order to have a self-esteem, that you need in order to like kind of have this determination over and above your life. So that determination is also directly responsible for you moving on and making your own decisions. So it's all about you falling in love with your life again, because there is a particular aspect at around the midweek that it's going to become absolutely evident, and it's just going to remind you how things used to be and what you want from life. And it's also going to remind you of the certain aspects in your past, you know, and the certain aspects in your past are also going to be just all leading towards the certain aspect in your life, and how much do you need to change it, and how much do you need to stay true to yourself, but above all, how much do you need to stay committed to the tasks at hand, you know, that are around you at this very moment in time. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Cancerini. And before I do Cancerini, I will be just 1 second, you know, because I don't know where did I put my list with sign names. Where did I put my list with the horoscope sign names? And I'm like just getting like paranoid if I miss one of the signs. So I have no idea where this is. My gorgeous Cancerini. Like, where is this? Sorry, I'm going to find it. Oh, it's here. It's behind this little. Okay, here. Stuff in here. There you go. There you go. So we were talking. Sorry. So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, this is for you, and it's in between the 1st and the actual 8th of March 2022. Where are you? Oh yeah, so this is it. Look, Cancerini, you've got a bit of a warning here. This is important for you to pay attention to. Please, please, please. Okay, so it's like, do not make there are a couple of things I want to say to you, a bit of like a dark lullish, you know. Thing number one is, please do not make a faulty choice. Do not make a wrong choice. Pay attention to people who are completely off around you. Pay attention to people who are weird around you. Pay attention to people who absolutely don't make sense around you. Pay attention to maybe someone asking you something to do and that is absolutely doesn't make sense, you know. Please be very strong and stay true to yourself. Follow your intuition and do not make a faulty choice. Do not make a bad decision. And you know, don't get like, oh my God, what is happening? What is going on? No, baby, no. You are very smart, you're very clever, you are ridiculously advanced when it comes to your own spirituality. You understand things through your own emotions. You understand things before they even happen. You understand things through the people's energy. You feel people's energy from a very kind of sensitive angle. And the sensitive angle that I'm talking about also at the same time gives you the chance to kind of act on things before they happen. Before someone kind of tells you something, you can prepare yourself for this. Before someone asks you something. So if someone is trying to like kind of push you towards a certain aspect and you don't want it, don't do it. If someone is like kind of like wants something from you but it doesn't make sense to you, don't do it, you know. But it's all about you making being aware of this faulty choice, of this bad decision. So try to kind of, anything that seems off to you, just remove yourself from that. And also, on another hand, if someone is trying to rush you towards something, this is also going to be a sign to pay attention to it, okay? And if someone kind of like is requiring something unusual from you as well, or if you feel like someone wants to use you for some reason and things like that, you also need to pay attention to this and be aware of it. So this is something that I need you to kind of like understand. And at the same time, number two, so stay true to yourself. Okay, so if something doesn't make sense to you, move on from that. Okay, that's something I really need you to understand, because I'm not saying that you would just go for it and things like that, but sometimes in this life we come across people who have got a very strong energy, very unusual vibration, and it's like kind of like a negative, it's dark, but sometimes that negativity and that darkness also gives them the power over us, because it just puts us into the little bit of like a murky waters, and then we can't find our way that easily. So while we can't find our way that easily, they have the power to manipulate us because of us not being aware of things, because we cannot see things directly in front of our path. So this is why I'm saying that sometimes people can have a very strong energy, and then that we respond to this type of people how they want us to respond, and then a few hours later we are like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, you know. These are the type of things that I'm talking about. So this is what I need you to remember. And also, on another hand, a lot is going to be going on this week. And there are the certain opportunities that you should not ignore as well. There's certain important opportunities when it comes to your advancement, when it comes to your next step. You know, there are going to be three important opportunities that you shouldn't ignore. Some of them are going to be big and some of them are going to be tiny. But they're all going to kind of fall under the same umbrella. And that umbrella that this is going to fall under is the timing. There is something going to be like a little bastardish about like the actual timing, because you're going to see and your own ability to do this at some other moment in time. There is going to be some bit of a tricky bitty like in between all this. So this is why it's going to give you these three three things that I'm talking about are going to give you a sense of, oh, I can do this later, I can do this later, I can do this in 1 month, I can do this in 2 months. No, baby, no. You just go for it right now, you see. So this is important. So these are you must not ignore certain opportunities. There are going to be three important opportunities that you must not ignore. By the same time, you just have to be aware of that bad choice and bad decision as well. And what a bad choice and bad decision is, you will be able to distinguish this like there is no tomorrow, because you will know that there is something not quite right. You will know this. You will most certainly know what this is. And then as well, at the same time, when it comes to this, you ignoring the opportunities, this is to do with the next step of your life. This is to do with things that you want to achieve. This is to do with your security. This is to do with your balance. This is to do with your finances. This is to do with your future planning. So you will know exactly what am I talking about. And at the same time, you know, these opportunities that you must not ignore, most importantly, is to do with the certain situations and topics that are going to make your heart flutter as well, my gorgeous Cancerini. So when you come across the certain situation and topics, you know, that are going to make your heart flutter, you know, this is the beginning of this actual stage, which is going to help you to highlight these opportunities as well. So you will know that you will want more of it. You know, you will want like kind of more of that balance. You will want more of this like kind of colorful energy in your life, colorful and powerful vibration in this life, in your life at the same time. So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerini. So what is going to be a tarot card of the week? Okay, so Cancerini, the tarot card for Cancerini in between the 1st and the 8th of March. Okay, ooh la la. Do you see this? Like 7 of Swords. Now you're about to learn a really big lesson, really important lesson, but at the same time, the specific part of your life, it's coming to an end, okay? The specific part of your life, it's coming to an end. This is the first time that this is actually going to happen when it comes to you realizing this. So something came to an end. You need to move on from the certain situation where you used to kind of go on weekly basis, monthly basis, daily basis. It doesn't really matter where you go there physically. You maybe go there online or whatever, but the specific aspect of your life, what you were part of, slowly it's coming to an end. And the more you kind of don't realize this, the more it's going to drain your energy, what this part of your life is, because you have gathered something very invaluable. You have gathered something very powerful. You have gathered some kind of knowledge that is going to be mind-blowing later on, and especially when it comes to June 2022, this is going to play a really big role, because if you didn't gain that knowledge, you wouldn't know how to react in the situation which is going to take place in June 2022, which is going to most certainly, most importantly, most significantly require your attention, and it's to do with you and the family matter, and there's so much that is going to be kind of connected to it. So the specific part of your life came to an end. So karmically, it's a big mama. So until you realize this is going to be draining your energy, and it's going to make you feel like you are not able to do things that you wanted to do. And this is how things work, like a spiritual domino. As soon as you're aware of like which situation came to an end, you will know what this is, because you're going to have a sign, you're going to have a news, you're going to have information. And as soon as you kind of connect to that aspect of your life, you're going to feel almost immediately like unhappy and sad. And this is your sign that karmically it's a big mama. You've got nothing to do with this anymore. But most importantly, there is a mind-blowing experience that you have learned through this, that you have gained through this, and this is something that you're gonna need. You've got everything you possibly need in order to move on, and now it's time. You just need to establish what part of your life this is, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card, my gorgeous Cancerini. So your oracle card for the first, in between the first, ooh la la, open intuition, seek clarification. You see this? Okay, so you're gonna seek the clarification, especially when it comes to like a being led astray. You see, you need to seek clarification so you're not led astray. Just remember this. This is going to be fully highlighted on the 6th, 7th and 8th of March 2022, my gorgeous Cancerini. Open intuition, you will be able to understand more, but the bottom line is you're going to need to seek clarification when it comes to the actual being led astray here. So you're not led astray. you need to seek clarification. This is so important, okay? Only do those things that make sense to you. Just remember this. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Leo, my gorgeous Leonis. So the next reading is going to be for you. Okay, where is Leone? Here. My gorgeous Leonis, the next reading is going to be for you. So, ooh la la, here we go. This is so, now, listen, you're going to be tested a little bit, but what you must remember that, you know, the best things in life, the best outcomes in life are going to come from us understanding which aspects of our life we need to pour as much energy as we possibly can in order to make it happen, in order to keep it going, in order to keep it moving. So very often we are faced with the challenges that just kind of like really bring like kind of the worst out of us, because we stumble upon the certain problems, and these certain problems drain our energy and make us feel and think in a negative way, and this reflects on other things in our lives, especially when we are in the middle of something really big, really important and really powerful, like you are. You have started something so big. I told you this, like I'm keep on repeating this because it's true. You started something so important, so big, and it is not even so big as such at the moment, but it's going to turn into something absolutely enormous, giant, and a very, very powerful part of your life, which is going to bring you like not only a huge progress, but it's going to change your life literally forever. It's going to help you to make one of the biggest adjustments. It's going to be connected to the little trouble later on and things like that, but this is only the beginning. So you have found yourself on a very important stage of the very important aspect of your life, but there is going to be a bit of a challenge that you're going to have, and the challenge that you're going to have, you're going to hear something this week and it's just going to make you feel, oh God, really negative about yourself and negative about the certain path that you're on, and it's almost going to like kind of try to put you off, almost like this, all these vibrations, feelings and emotions are going to kind of get you thinking, and once you start thinking it's like, oh Lord, you know, but it's just going to kind of like a really kind of almost going to put you off. Do not be put off. This is just part of the challenge. This is like a blessing, and it's actually a really powerful sign that this specific aspect of your life you just need to put more energy towards, you know. This is all about you kind of like maybe hearing a certain information that is going to make you feel really negative, and it's going to make you feel a bit uncertain, and that is going to reflect on the path that you're currently on, and it's almost going to make you wonder like, did I do the right thing? I'm worried. Oh my God, oh no this, oh no that. Is still going to be this like a kind of worrying vibration. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about this whatsoever. As I said, the best things in life, they require our energy, they require our balance, they require our sharpness in such a sense, when we know that, you know, it's all about the direct communication in between us and other people, but at the same time in between us and us, really in between us and our intuition, our spirituality and our subconscious mind. It's a really like enormous part of us that is most certainly should not be ignored. So far this is something that this was an element, an essence that was keeping you going. So this in itself is going to become quite again important this week in terms of like you really kind of just understanding that, you know, the more energy you put towards something very specific here when it comes to your goal, the more you're gonna get and gain out of it. So most importantly, not only this is gonna bring you like a great success, my gorgeous Leonis, but it's at the same time it's going to show you that this part of your life needs effort continued until the full success is attained, and that is going to bring you happiness. It's going to bring you a spiritual containment. It's going to make you feel really good about yourself, but also it's going to make you aware how powerful you are. And there are other things that are going to be highlighted by the end of the week, you know, other ideas that are actually going to come out of it. You just need to go over this little obstacle, but the bottom line is that that specific part of your life that you're going to think, oh my God, I'm not too sure it's coming to an end, I'm not too sure, I'm worried now. No, baby, no. This is only a little test. This is only a little challenge. You're going to be absolutely fine. You need to remember that you must you must follow your intuition, but then at the same time, this is going to affect you, like kind of like in such a sense where you're going to be kind of a little bit unable to make a certain decision, and then at the same time you have to remember to follow your heart. Okay, and follow your heart rather than try and make other people happy. This is something you need to understand. You need to follow your heart rather than trying to make other people's happy, because if you're not happy, then there is no point. If you're not happy with yourself, then there is no point. If you don't make a certain success in life, like that you want to success, that you want to associate yourself with, then there is no point, because if you're not happy, where's the point for like anything else, really? It's not going to work. It needs to start from yourself. It needs to start from you. So you're gonna pretty much gonna face the certain situation where you're gonna it's gonna confuse you, but you must not overanalyze it whatsoever, because you're about to get a very important clarity, but at the same time, a very negative and horrible stage is in your life. Very negative, horrible, really dark stage of your life is slowly coming to an end here. Okay, and it's ending for like pretty much so for better. This is a good, because it's also going to give you chance to kind of like take a really big like a weight off your shoulders, but also it's going to help you to make sense of things. Very important confirmation you're going to get this by the end of the week, my gorgeous Leonis, as well, because now that the fact that you're going to become aware of a very negative stage of your life is slowly coming to an end. This is also going to be directly responsible for you being inspired like there is no tomorrow by the end of the week, but also wanting more out of life. You will really kind of make such an important decision by the end of the week to act on the specific part of your life that is just like really draining your energy, and it's just making you feel really bored. It's requiring your adjustment, and what adjustment is, only you know. Only you will know this, and only you will be aware of this, my gorgeous Leonis. It's important. And also, when it comes to you and somebody very close to you, the most closest person to you, you need to discuss something. You need to talk about something really important. Okay, so there is something like in the wind, something in between you and somebody very, very close to you. Whoever comes to your mind, whoever is so close to you, whoever is the most closest to you, at this very moment in your life, you need to discuss something. You kind of like really karmically have basically came to the point where you maybe had like a bit of like disagreement with somebody who meant to you so much, and you don't want to kind of for this to be unresolved for too long, because you want something and that other person don't want something, but you need to find some kind of a middle, because it's affecting your balance. And I am talking about somebody who is very close to you, like a partner, brother, mother, whoever is the closest to you in your life at this very moment in time. There is something that was left unresolved, and you need to kind of work on it. You need to kind of like really kind of see how you can find a middle where you can both be happy, because otherwise it's going to start affecting both of you. And you don't want this. Well, maybe you don't, maybe you do, but no, I'm joking. So now, my gorgeous Leonis, I'm just going to see what is going to be what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Ooh la la. Okay, 7 of Cups. You see this? This is all about what you need to understand. It's a pretty much so about the certain reflection that you need to, the certain reflection which is gonna come to you from the past. There you go. Absolutely superb. What you need to understand, it's like you are gonna have like a really kind of interesting realization. You will see something this week. Within the first 3 days, you're gonna see something, and then what you're gonna see is just like kind of gonna make you realize that there's something very specific is missing in your life. Okay, and this is just gonna kind of make you feel a little bit like kind of sad. And when you feel this sadness, you are going to reconnect with the specific aspects of yourself in your past. And it's the energy that is going to do it. It is the vibration that is going to do it. And at that moment in time, when you connect to your past, it's so important to see which people are coming up. Which people do you visualize? Which people do you see? Which people do you feel? Which people's vibration are you aware of from your past? Because when you do this, you're that step, one step closer towards something absolutely out of this world, which you're going to realize through these people. So these people are going to be playing an important role, not only when it comes to your thinking process. You will find yourself on this very, very unusual path, and then they're going to help you to kind of like reconnect with yourself in such a way where these people are also later on going to be directly responsible for you having a really important confirmation. They will tell you something that you don't know. They will tell you something what you need to know, and they will tell you something what most certainly you should be aware of, and at the same time you will become aware of some kind of a timing and what do you need to be patient about, because also at roughly similar time you will be so impatient about something. You will want a specific part of your life to unfold almost immediately. No, baby, no, it does not work like that. So all this is going to happen at a similar time, and then you're going to become aware of the timing and how powerful this stage of your life is, and that you need to be patient as well. Okay, the patience is so important. So now, my gorgeous Leonis, I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of this week as well. Oracle card for you, my gorgeous Leonis. Oh, living light energy, see the beauty in life. So this doesn't surprise me at all. This is very important, and you know, it's about the actual the return of inspiration. I'm not saying that you didn't have inspiration, but you did not feel it on such a high level like you're gonna feel it now. It's about you benefiting from your higher self in such a sense where you just go so much high within your spirituality. It gives you such a powerful lift that you see like the whole picture, but there are so many other bits that you're gonna become aware of that you weren't aware of before. You know, and it's at the same time it's important because, you know, it's all about inspiration. Something very ideally you're going to see, something so big and so important that is at the same time going to start a really powerful process in your life. Pay attention to what this is. Something is going to inspire you, and it's just going to touch so many kind of like sacred parts. Many sacred parts of your spirit and your soul are going to be touched at the same time, and this is going to be the feeling and vibration is going to be absolutely undeniable. Just pay attention to what this is, my gorgeous Leonis, because at the same time, through seeing this is about the idea that you are going to have, but at the same time it is just kind of going to confirm something to you, and it's about voicing your concerns at voicing your concerns. Because if you don't voice your concerns now, it's going to be like, oh my God, you're not going to have this opportunity later on. So you need to do it, you know, because it's to do with a certain process that it's about to start. But you are the one who still needs to kind of make sure that the things are kind of going through the way you want them to go through, because something, it is not there, something that it should be there when it comes to you giving the certain direction. Someone needs a bit of your direction through this, you know, in order to carry on with a certain aspect that you wanted. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Virgo. Where did you go, Virgo? That's Leone, that's Virgolini, ooh la la. Of course, darkness, sadness. No, I'm joking. So now the next sign is going to be my gorgeous Virgolini. So this is in between the 1st and the 8th of March, 2022. It's like pretty much so the 1st and the 2nd day this week is just like basically you need to carry on with a certain plan. And you need to carry on with a certain plan. You need to kind of like come up with a certain plan, how to speed things up, but also how to not to intentionally not intentionally, too intensely, how to not too intensely to think about a certain aspect of your life, because something is draining your energy, and I don't really like it, my gorgeous Virgolini. So it means that somebody like kind of done something to you within the last year, and I'm saying that actually I've seen this before, and I'm going back to the last summer when somebody has done something to you over the last summer, and somebody wanted to take an advantage of you, and somebody was like really nice and cute and smiling in your face, but at the same time this particular person or a group of people were trying to take an advantage of you by being nice and smiley. But then again, as soon as they turn around, they become like these dark little snakes, because they're trying to like kind of they were trying to use you for something, and then you almost didn't see this, you almost weren't aware of it, but then again, couple 2 or 3 months down on the line, you opened your gorgeous, like a powerful spiritual intuitive eyes, and you became aware of it, and then you changed your plan a little bit, and then when you changed your plan, my gorgeous Virgolini, that was one of the best things that you could possibly do. You think about yourself, you take yourself first, you know, and these people or this person didn't like the way you changed your plan, you see, and because it's not involving them as much as they thought that they wanted to be involved, little bastards, you see. But these people are only there, like they were only there to kind of use you and to try, but you have to way too clever for this. So this is something that was kind of stuck in process a little bit, because you changed your mind, and that was absolutely full on what you needed to do, and this was stuck in process. So I'm saying that this was all the way back from the last summer. I hope that I'm making sense, because this is the part of the very deep and very complex situation that it's about to bounce back into your life. So now this kind of like affected this progress, this process, in such, but you've done the right thing. So it prolonged the process, but you've done the right thing. So now the very 1st of March, it's a brilliant, because now the very first 2 days are going to bring you the beginning of an important plan, which is going to open your eyes, and it's going to help you to reconnect with that particular situation. And it's all about you putting your foot down, and it's all about you dealing with the specific part of your life that you don't like dealing with, because it's going to kind of evolve like also like an adjustment, and that adjustment is going to evolve like a little journey. And at the moment, to have a little journey, it's not as simple, it's not as easy as it is normally, and things like that. All these things are big bastards, you know, and they're going to come into consideration like this. But at the same time, it's just something that you need to do, something that, you know, it's evolving, like you kind of doing going on a certain path, making an adjustment, like making certain changes, you know. But then again, you just feel like, oh god, I can't be bothered. But no, baby, if you don't do this for yourself, no one else is gonna do this for you, you know. Sometimes there are things in life that we can only do for ourselves. We can't wait for someone else to do something that is so personal and so important to us. Sometimes it needs to be us. It needs to come from us, because this is when the energy is the most powerful, and karmically you know what to do. Karmically you respond in the best possible way, and someone who's like a very kind of good friend to you, or a good person to you, can tell you, oh no, don't do it like this, don't do it like that, I'm gonna help you. No baby, no, this is something that needs to come from you. And of course other people can help you, but primarily this is something that you need to be number one, that you need to be dealing with. So you need to see what aspect of your life is going to be highlighted when it comes to the 1st and the 2nd of March 2022, because it's all about this plan that you're gonna come up with how to carry on with this situation, and what the next steps are going to be. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you know, it is just also, you are gonna kind of feel a little bit of an unfairness, and the unfairness, nothing to do with this particular situation, but the unfairness that you're going to feel is just basically, you know, it is just that now I'm talking about this, you know, now I'm talking about this present moment, and I'm talking about how maybe somebody has played a certain role and certain impact in your life, because you expressed yourself in a certain way not that long ago, and all what you were doing, you were like completely honest, and all you were like kind of like expressing yourself in the most honest way, and now almost as if somebody's like kind of like trying to kind of not damage damage you necessarily, but trying to kind of like being like kind of someone is like judging you in a certain way, and this is completely unfair. You need to pay attention to who this is, my gorgeous Virgolini, because at the same time there is something very specific that you're going to find out about this person, something really sad, something really negative, and something really kind of not really nice, something quite ugly, because the mask is about to fall. And once the mask of this person falls, you know, there are going to be like a dark worms behind, not the humans, you know. So there is something very specific that you're going to be dealing here with, and you will see that this is only part of the bigger picture. It's going to uncover the actual person or a group of people who have been brainwashed so bloody much, who have been brainwashed and misled so much. And this in itself is going to open your eyes, and it's also going to make you aware people who are very close to you. What do you need to say to them in order to kind of open their eyes? What do you need to say to them, to the people who are very close to you, who are so important to you? It's about a sacred information. It's about something big that you're going to find out. It's about something huge that you're going to find out, and you're almost not going to believe this yourself, where you're going to find out, you know, this week at around the midweek. But that particular thing that you're going to find out, you also need must to kind of like really kind of like pass this knowledge on the people who are the closest to you. And there are going to be so many elements like, oh my God, well, you're crazy, what are you talking about, this doesn't make sense. No baby, no, your job is to pass this knowledge. That's what your job is. Your job is to pass, you need to pass this knowledge to people who are so close to you, like your family members, your friends. Doesn't matter if they think you're crazy. Doesn't matter if they think like, well, you're talking nonsense. You know, as long as you say this, the truth is to do with the truth. And the truth feels in a different way. The truth feels, you know, ring in a different ways. The vibration of the truth is like a big mama. It's very powerful. So who needs to be aware of this truth? Who is spiritually advanced enough to be aware of this truth is going to be aware of it. And who is not spiritually advanced enough to be aware of this truth, nothing is ever going to make them aware of the truth ever again. Okay, it can be 10 years. These people will not be aware of what you are going to be aware of this week. So this is why this is so important to pass on this knowledge to people who mean to you the most, even if they say you're crazy, even if they say you don't make sense. You know, as I said, the truth rings in a certain way, spiritually. So even if that seems to these people like, oh my God, like what are you talking about? Then a couple of days later, you know, it is just gonna come kind of like go through further and further when it comes to their own instincts. So those of the people that are wise enough will be able to face this, and those people that are not, they're just gonna like kind of carry on lying to themselves. This is so important, because I'm talking about the specific people in your life. On another hand, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you know, something really beautiful, it's also going to, I know it's all like, oh my God, sadness, darkness, you know, but something really beautiful is going to happen by the end of the week. You know, it's about your justice. It's about you being affected at some moment in time. You know what I said before, it's you being affected only because you were honest, only because you opened your mouth. Somebody judged you, little bastard, okay? Somebody judged you, little snake, and this affected you like big time. And there is so much of this negative energy that you can have, and this affected you for like about like a couple of years. Like honestly, I'm going way back now, and it's the karmically it was negative because somebody projected this huge amount of negativity towards you, and you haven't even done anything. So now you worked on this and you haven't even done anything. So because you haven't done anything bad or anything wrong, there is no karma that it's going to bite you, but the karma is actually going to bite them, because they did certain amount of the negative energy that was projected at you and slowed you down big way, big time. And this affected your work, it affected everything over the last 2 years, and you suffered so much karmically, Virgolinis. Like, I'm not even lying here, you suffered so much karmically. It slowed you down because you're brilliant, and you were like, my God, what's going on, what's happening? So now this is about to start changing. So karmically you work through this amount of negative energy that was projected at you, and you feel now you're just going to come up on top and you're going to be brilliant. My God, what's going to happen to you after this is going to be amazing, especially when it comes to July and August 2022. And that same negative energy is going to return that was around you towards the person and a group of people who actually created this in the first place. So it's brilliant. You're gonna move on on. By the end of this week, there is a very, very important aspect of your life that is going to become evident. I'm so happy, and it's to do with you moving on with your life. It's to do with you finally seeing success, being aware of your success, being aware of the fruit of your labor, but at the same time having a very powerful clarity and insight through it as well. This is important because you deserve this. You have been working for this for a really long time, and now this is going to start becoming a very successful aspect of your life, which is going to become evident by the end of the week. It's all about your own justice, which is going to bring you proper balance, harmony, very rewarding time. But at the same time, you know, you're going to feel very kind of like a powerful self-satisfaction, and also pay attention to the advice that you're going to gain, but you're not going to be told directly at around that time, because that advice is also going to give you a really interesting insight later on. You know, the insight that is just going to kind of like a pretty much so going to allow you it's going to make you realize that you at this moment in time you have to allow yourself more time before making certain decision, and this is all going to be absolutely obvious here. My gorgeous Virgolinis, you will know by the end of this week it's time to take actions on your ideas. You're going to feel a very strong will to create. You're going to feel very energetic from the beginning of this week. Just follow your inspiration. Follow your creativity. Your creativity is going to be your force. Your passion is going to be a power. Your power is going to be your passion. You know, just remember this, that your force and strength are about to give you one of the biggest gains of your life when it comes to your spirituality and when it comes to your finances. So now, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card. Okay. Oh la la, 5 of coins. You see, this wouldn't be the time to actually try to like kind of overspend or anything like that, but it's very interesting that you are having this card, because it's going to make you think like that you should be worrying about the money, and you should not be worried about the money. This is so important. Look, at the time this week, you know, my gorgeous Virgolinis, you're gonna worry about a certain aspect with about the money, about the finances. I think you will probably like want to get something, want to buy something, and you will know, in order to move on with your life, also there is something gonna be sticking out. You're gonna be so worried in order to move on with your life, pretty much so like full on in terms of like investing in this specific aspect of your life. You know that this is financially going to be like a big mama, and it's something that it's really worrying you and something that is going to be slowing you down. So there is going to be the specific aspect of your life, my gorgeous Virgolini, the new path, which is just going to be screaming like, hello, notice me, hello. New path, which is going to be screaming at you to notice it. But in terms of the planning, you know, the vibration is going to be really strong. But then again, financially, it's going to be pretty much so stretchy thing to do, because it's going to make you feel really worried. This is exactly your sign that's something that you should do. You should invest in that part of your life, because it's going to bring you also, on another hand, one of the biggest accomplishments of your life when it comes to your success, when it comes to your unlimited success, when it comes to the luxury in your life, when it comes to you making a really important decision, which is going to reflect like the way you live, the way you go through this life, and it's going to put you pretty much so extremely close to one of the highest points of your life. So when you find yourself stumble upon, like, because it's to do with the past that you need to go on, so it's about an investment, financial investments and things like that, but you're gonna worry like, oh my god. But then again, at the same time, it's going to be probably the best things that you have done in a long time, because this, what you're worrying about, is going to get back to you 5 million times more. Okay, it's going to get back to you like million times more in so many different ways. So it's something that you should do. But then again, you are the one who needs to see what this is. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card. So for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, your oracle card is... Okay, living light energy. Okay, this is so important because it's to do with seeing beauty in life and feeling alive again. You also need to see the inspiration, you know, someone who is very important to you and someone who is very close to you is going to inspire you. They will tell you something and you will just want to be part of it, but not like you want to be part of that, but you will just want to be part of that energy. So just look for the inspiration from someone in your life. At the same time, that inspiration that I'm talking about, it's also going to help you to protect your own energy, but it's also going to give you a clue how to do something really quickly. You see, gorgeous little froggy? In spiritual terms, the frog is something innocent, but at the same time, it's something rather, it's to do with a powerful stage of our life that was very, very slow, but it's also to do with us doing something that is just going to make a really big jump, and it's going to go much further than we thought that we could, as long as we know the certain information. So through somebody very special in your life, you're about to get a sacred information which is going to give you invaluable information. On another hand, how to kind of like do something, you know, in order to make the best possible success, but in terms of like making a big jump, you know, this information, it's going to make you to cross many bridges instead of only once, you know. Look beneath, protect, it's going to help to protect your energy, but also to look beneath the surface. There is so much that you're going to find out about this, and that is going to help you to make sense of things that are not making sense in your life right now. But most importantly, it's going to help you to make a massive step, you know. Few bridges you will cross instead of only one. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Libra. My gorgeous Libra, this is in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022. So this is like quite good here, you know, because it's all about confidence. It is a ridiculously powerful confidence which you are going to feel within the first 3 days this week. The 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of March are going to be big mamas indeed, because that confidence is going to come out of the blue. And I say that confidence is going to come out of the blue because now suddenly, you know, the specific problem that was making you feel so indecisive over the last 24 months, the specific problem that was making you feel so indecisive over the last 24 months, over the last 24 months, this was affecting you. This was slowing you down. This was making murky water around you, you know. It was like kind of very difficult for you to go through because you kind of like, it put you in like a kind of unusual position where you kind of like feel like you can't make your own decision. Nothing to do with you, but it's a lot to do with the things that were happening around you, okay, and affecting your life in general. So this is pretty much about you. Within the first 3 days, you are gonna have this remarkable confidence, and that confidence is really gonna play an absolutely giant role when it comes to you making an important decision here. You were so indecisive over the last 24 months, but now you will know it's the time. The time is absolutely right. So it's about you having a control over a situation which is going to give you strength, courage, which is going to also like bring this absolutely wonderful, positive, optimistic energy into your life, which is going to point out towards a certain determination. That in itself is going to become a mind-blowing determination. So by the time you get to the actual mid-week, you know, you will know exactly what this is. You know, this determination, it's at the same time going to bring one of the biggest accomplishments into your life. It's at the same time going to plant an important spiritual seeds, but also it's to do with the plans that are going to work absolutely perfectly. And these, my gorgeous Liberinas, are going to be absolutely obvious because you were so weak when it comes to that particular subject so far. It was like, oh no, don't talk about, don't even go there. Oh no, you were, you know, it was just like making you really weak. And this is because the time wasn't right. Okay, and also prior this moment you will realize that you've learned a very important lesson. You will see something, and what you're gonna see is going to be part of that lesson. You will not want your life to be like that. You will not want your life to go this way. You will not want your life to go this direction, because this is not going to make sense to you anymore. And this, my babies, are going to be the time when you're going to make up your mind And this in itself is going to lead towards new directions in your life, which are going to become evident by the end of the week. So this is really important. On another hand, you know, also this week is bringing you, you know, ending that are going to lead to new beginnings. And I like this because that is going to show you which situation in your life do you need to release, because this certain situation is like kind of slowing your process, slowing your progress. So you need to release the situation and certain people as well. And this is nothing unusual because you're going through certain spiritual transformations. So when you kind of go through your own spiritual transformation, you get this bravery. You see the paths that you didn't see before. You have a confidence that you didn't have before. You have inspiration that you didn't have before. You know, you basically at the same time you need to understand and remember to take action on your ideas, not on somebody else's ideas. This is important aspect to remember, but also at the same time do not let your emotions to get in the way. Okay, this is something I need you to remember, to not let your emotions to get in the way. This is so important. Okay, and on another hand, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to be. I've got like a cocos hair on my nose, yeah? So when I'm scratching my nose, some of you are going like, oh yeah, he's scratching his nose, he's doing certain things, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely no, I'm not doing any certain things to scratch my nose, because if I was doing certain things and scratch my nose like this, I know what you mean. It's like I would have been like dead by now 10 times, seriously, yeah. So, you know, no, seriously. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to, so it's like basically, it's the, I've got two lights in front of me, and then Coco, my cat, then he has got like a long fur, and then his fur just ends up on my face, and it always ends up around my nose and scratching my nose. I know how it looks like. Oh Lord. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. What is going to be a tarot card of the week, you know. But also on another hand, you know, I do see the beginning of something very special this week, you know. I do see the beginning of something really special, and before this beginning starts, you are going to see the number 777, you're going to see the numbers 111, you're going to see the numbers 222 and 444 repeating. And when you see the any combination of these numbers, you will need to know that this is all about the hope, this is all about faith, this is all about inspiration, that it's going to come up, you know, that it's going to be followed after that moment in time. So whether you see these numbers on your time, whether you see these numbers on TV, whether you see this number on registration plate or whatever, you just need to know that very soon after that moment in time, you're going to have a certain situation which is going to be very attractive to you, but it's going to cause you to explore. You should explore. You should explore, because you're going to find yourself somewhere where you never thought, you never dreamt that you're going to find yourself at this very stage, at this very moment in your life. So just do it, just explore it. And even if you don't see these numbers beforehand, through the you know, before it starts, like through the power of synchronicity, it doesn't matter. But it's just an added beneficial bonus that, you know, there is a certain part of your life that is going to be highlighted very soon after that moment in time that you should like explore. And maybe you were even just thinking and in your mind when you saw it, you know, but it's just something that you should do it, because it is going to change your life, and it's going to bring you hope, inspiration, and rather bright prospects indeed. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Oh my goodness, like 10 of Cups, like hello, hello, hello. This is all about the emotional content. It's about the success. It's about us feeling really good, you know. It is just about you really kind of like being able to move on with your life, because so far things have been like up and down. So far a lot was happening. So far it was very difficult to have a sense of timing. So far it was very difficult to find this inspiration. So far it was very difficult to find enough like a knowledge in order to like kind of step towards an uncertain part of our lives. Well, now it's enough of this. You're reaching a very powerful stage, a very significant point, and that is also means that things that are going to be happening to you this week are also going to enrich you in so many different ways. It's about the accomplishment, it's about the financial security, but it's also about you finally finding yourself finding your soul, finding your spirit, and knowing exactly what the next step is going to be. You will become aware of the huge step by the end of the week, my gorgeous Libra. And that huge step is going to be mind-blowing, because it's going to inspire you like nothing ever inspired you before. And this is going to bring one of the biggest changes of your life, in particular when it comes to your life, when it comes to your everyday life, when it comes to your home, when it comes to your finances. Everything is going to be affected with this, and this is only the beginning. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. I don't even know why am I singing. Do you know what, Libra, this is serious. Somebody who's very close to you, or somebody who's so important to you, somebody who means the world of everything to you, is being a little bit misled again. Someone is being misled. Someone is being surrounded by the dark forces, and these dark forces are as dark as their bastards can actually get. There is so much going on out there at the moment. There's a devil playing a very, very long song, sadly, and lots of people are dancing to the tune of not realizing to who is this tune they're actually dancing, you know. So it's all about the power of your own perspective, but it's just someone who is very close to you. It has fallen slowly for some kind of, someone is being misled. Someone has fallen to this tune. Someone has been misled to the devilish tune. So you just need to see who this is, and you need to see how you can help them, because you know something that they don't know. You have got an invaluable information, so please kind of try to see who this is. Try to start a conversation with that person as soon as possible, because as soon as you start conversation with that person, you are gonna make them feel better almost immediately. So now, my gorgeous Libra, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. Oh, protect your energy. See, this absolutely brilliant. This is one of my favorites. Look at little froggy. So cute. Which means that you're going to make a huge, massive jump this week. Okay, you're going to make a massive step, and it's not going to be one step, it's going to be like 10 steps at the same time. You're going to make a massive step, but before that happens, you know, pretty much, so you're going to find yourself being a little bit indecisive. There are going to be 2 paths ahead, and you will not know what to do before the end of the week. But then at the same time, you need to understand to look beneath the surface. There is something that you will see that you didn't see before, and that is going to give you that final mind-blowing confirmation that you need in order to follow something very specific in your life. This is so important, because that in itself is going to help you to make a very, very beautiful spiritual and rather energetic step, and you will go over quite a few different bridges instead of just one. Okay, a little spiritual shortcut, because you deserve it, because you've been through so much. Okay, so now, before I do Scorpioni, I will be just 1 second. See this? Water. See water? Yeah, water. We were talking. Oh, la luna, la luna. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni, my gorgeous Scorpioni. So this is in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022. It is going to be very bizarre dream that you are going to have this week. Very strange dream, very unusual dream, very super bizarre dream. But you know what? Doesn't really matter, because you're not going to remember this dream. So what is my point? Well, my point is, that dream is going to impact you and directly influence you without you even realizing. And when we dream, when we sleep, we are part of all sorts of dimensions that we are not normally part of. Of course that we live in a multiple universe indeed, but when we are like kind of sleeping, we are like kind of like, we go into this like kind of dimension so much deeper. We become very wise, instead of like only the certain percentage of our brain, like we're just all in, you know, we are all at it, you know, we understand without talking, we understand without saying, we understand, we can do things without expressing ourselves. It's wonderful, it's magical, it's unusual, and it's amazing, but it's the exact vibration that you find so beneficial. So why am I saying all this to you? Because you are going to have a very kind of mind-blowing, unusual dream that you're actually not going to remember. But what is going to happen at around within the first 3 days this week, that dream, it's going to point out towards the specific part of your life that you need to really pay attention to. So within the first 3 days, you're not going to remember the dream your dream consciously, but your subconscious mind is going to become a big mama at this moment in time, and it is most certainly going to take over. So you need to see what really unusual is going to come to you within the first 3 days this week. What unusual is going to come to you, and that is again going to be highlighted on the very last day. So 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of March, you're going to wake up, you're going to open your eyes, and there's something just out of the blue going to be on your mind. The specific part of your life, it's going to be screaming for attention, it's going to require attention. And this is why I started this conversation with that weird and bizarre dream that you're going to have, because you're not going to remember this, but your subconscious mind, it's going to reconnect with your consciousness like as soon as you wake up in the morning, and it's only going to point out towards something unusual, an unusual aspect of your life. It's going to require attention. That in itself is going to be highlighted on so it's going to be 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of March, and then it's going to be highlighted yet again on the 8th of March. Okay, what this is, what this particular aspect of your life is, and later on that is going to involve you kind of like needing to explore the particular aspect of your life. And that exploration I'm talking about, it's a big mama, because it's going to be connected to like a kind of like a very special and specific aspect of your life, where you are going to become aware of, like on one hand, like an unrealistic stage of your life you want to leave behind, and also you're going to become aware of the certain aspect that is going to be calling you. This is going to be very strong and very powerful time of your life, because it's to do with your calling, but it's also to do with a certain aspect that it's missing, and you need to throw yourself in right at this moment in time. So this is why this is important, because what is going to be pointed at you, it's also at the same time going to later on, like not that so like few days later, it's going to lead towards you just wanting to explore the certain aspect of your life. And this is when the magic is going to take over. Just remember, the more you pay attention to your vibration, your energy, your power, the more you pay attention to your intuition, the more your life is going to make sense, and the more you're going to leave these little devilish bastards behind who absolutely don't make sense. Little snakes are dancing at the moment out there. There are so many of them. They're not even doing anything to us like directly, but it's just this energy that is just undeniable when you know something is not right, and you just know something is not right. And most certainly you are the one who is always like pretty much so open, like spiritually and energetically. When you know that something is not right, you know something is not right. You know, when you know something is okay, then that something is okay. So this is what I mean, my gorgeous Scorpioni. But most certainly it's basically like sorry, it's brilliant because it's to do with this exploration, and when you're going to start feeling this kind of like a wonderful energy again. And also on another hand, you know, my gorgeous Scorpioni, this week is like basically going to give you an opportunity to release yourself from certain bondage, you know, and at the same time, you know, this week is going to give you mind-blowing opportunity to release yourself from a certain bondage, and you will see that the answer is in you. The answer was in you all along. The answer was in you all this time. The answer was in you. And at the same time, this is going to be brilliant because on one hand, it's going to start the process of the beginning of understanding what you didn't understand before. And that is going to be that one step closer towards your personal, enlightenment, and here you will get not only a big clarity, but you're going to get a big answer here. And it's to do with the actual determination and willpower, but also at the same time, what do you need to do exactly in your life in order to get the best possible recognition. And it's to do with things that you're doing, that you're trying to achieve, that you're trying to focus on, and also at the same time with things that you kind of stumbled upon about as well, and it's just like basically it's brilliant because just remember that it's about determination and willpower. Your determination, when you get that big answer and big clarity, this is going to give you determination and the willpower, and this is going to be a clear sign that this is going to bring you huge recognition into your life. So when you're wondering, should I do this or should I not do this, should I take this path or should I take this path, you will know, baby, because the answer all along was in you. What you also need to kind of understand that you will be thinking a lot this week. You're going to be kind of like, oh my God, there is so much is going to be going on, and it's going to seem like kind of darker than what it is, the worse than what it is, and it's going to get you thinking. But it's more like you're going to become aware of like a certain situations that have got nothing to do with you, but it's just going to be affecting you. It's going to be keep on bringing you down, and it's going to be keep on putting doors in front of you where the door shouldn't be. So you just must not allow this energy to take the better of you. You must not allow this energy to take over, because it's about something that you are watching and it's about something that you are hearing, but you're not too certain about anything anymore. But most importantly, you have to think about yourself, and you need to understand that you are the number one. Don't let this negative energy to kind of affect you. So this is what pretty much you are going to become aware of the certain things this week, and it's going to bring you down, but it's nothing to do with your life. I really want you, I need you. You have to understand that this is to do with your life and your path. Just stick to it as much as you possibly can. And let me just tell you this, that worrying will change absolutely nothing. When you get like kind of worried like that and it's nothing to do with you, this is your sign to do what? To get ready for the next step. So make the most of it. This is like a bit of like, oh God, but it's like a blessing, okay? You need to understand that, this is the time. So as soon as you feel this worrying and negativity, because you're going to see something, hear something, you are actually going to... this is the time to decide your next step. And you know what? I'm not saying that I'm being like selfish or something, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be worried, like you're not human. I'm just telling you that very soon after this, you're going to realize that what you were worried was really artificial. You will realize that what you were worried, it's not kind of true. And you will realize some kind of lies, dark, little bastard, devil lies here. And it's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with your situation, but it's like to do with a certain lies and manipulations. And then this is a good thing, because you will know that this is not truth. It was the picture was painted in a certain way, and that is going to make you feel really worried. And this is something that you need to ignore, because soon after that moment in time you will see exactly what I mean. So there is no point to waste your energy whatsoever, because very soon you are going to have a really powerful insight when it comes to that, and you will know exactly what I was talking about. It's an important part of your life, but also at the same time it is it is going to provide you with a new beginning by the end of this week. And I really like it, because it's to do with a certain aspect of your life that you waited for a while to happen, so now it's going to start moving on. And somebody who's very close to you, need something. There is a certain specific information that you have, and that information that you have, somebody who's very close to you, like your child, your family member, they are absolutely in need of the specific information because they are close to something really weird and bizarre, but you know the specific information, and you need to explain this to them exactly what this is so they can understand, so they don't do something that they're going to regret for the rest of their lives. Okay, so now my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. My gorgeous Scorpioni, what is going to be a tarot card of the week? You're gonna see something on the floor, something unusual when you least expect it. Okay, you're going to be maybe somewhere outside, or you're going to be at home, but there is something that you're going to stumble upon on the floor. And what you're going to see on the floor, it's going to make you aware of the fact that someone is around you, somebody when it comes to the spirit and the spirit world. Okay, they're trying to get your attention. Somebody from the spirit world will try to get your attention. And you will know when they're around and trying to get your attention when you see something on the floor, something unusual. It's going to be on the floor. And that at that very moment in time, you need to see what were you thinking, what was on your mind, but also because it's something that you're worrying that you shouldn't worry about, but also soon after that moment in time, there is going to be a very powerful idea that is going to come up that the spirit world wants you to pay attention to. Okay, so now this is brilliant. You see this? My gorgeous Scorpioni, you just basically have to like kind of pay attention to things around you. Try to keep certain things to yourself. There is a lot that is going to be going on in your life. There is a lot that is going to be on your mind, but try to keep certain things to yourself. Okay, because there are certain ideas and realizations that now is the worst time to come out with this, to come up with this. Just keep it to yourself, because there's few different things that you need to go through first, few different people that you need to go through, few different situations that you need to go through for the next few weeks, until you see who is like kind of like meant to be the part of your life, who's not meant to be part of your life, who you can trust, who you can't trust, you know, which specific situations you want to focus on, which specific situations you want to avoid. You know, there is a lot that you're going to learn over the next few weeks, so try to remember not to rush with anything, especially with those things that don't make sense to you. And also what I said before, preserve your energy. Do not argue with people who have a completely different opinions to you. There's so much of that going on at the moment, and I just need you to understand that there is someone who is going to be challenging you towards the end of the week. So just kind of not for once, don't fight, you know, and I'm joking. No, just try to like kind of like keep certain things to yourself, and try to like kind of like, these people don't really need to know how you feel. You just kind of take the different role. When somebody tells you something, instead of you just putting your point across with someone who doesn't mean anything to you, you're just like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I know, you know more, but you just keep it in because you're so clever. They have just like kind of lost cases, so it doesn't really matter. So now my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just gonna see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. Okay, so your oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Scorpioni, is being led astray. Be careful so you're not led astray. It seems to be like a little temptations that you are going to have. Do not be led astray. Stay true to yourself. Follow your intuition. Don't try to make a certain shortcuts in your life only because you want like I don't know, you want something really silly, really quickly, really soon, you know, but the sacrifice, it's really, really crazy. So don't make the huge sacrifice that you shouldn't make, okay? So it's about you realizing what sacrifice you don't want to make, because it absolutely doesn't make sense, okay? Fight for yourself. fight for your path, ground yourself. I don't mean to fight physically or literally, but just fight for the things that make sense to you, you know. And if you need to be stubborn, just be stubborn. You know, don't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, no matter what. It's so important, my God. Don't kind of like being led into something really stupid, something really bizarre that you're never, ever, ever going to be able to change just because you wanted like a little shortcut towards something, you know. No, baby, no. Yeah, just follow your path and do only those things that make sense to you, okay? That's the way you should be. So now, the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Sagittarini. I'm just going to have a little bit of water. I might as well have it here. We were walking, we were talking, ta-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, ta-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ta-na-na-na-na-na-na, ba-da-dun-dun-dun. Oh, la luna, ta-na-na-na, ta-na-na, ba-da-da-dum-bum. Okay. Lost it. Long time ago. Never had it. No, I'm joking. Do you know what? I'd rather be like me than some miserable people, you know. This life is too short. What's that? Okay. So now, Sagittarius, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I love you so much. Where are we? Ooh la la. Okay, here. My gorgeous Sagittarini, this is in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022, you know. It is the basically, you know, through someone very unrealistic. Thank Lord, thank God that somebody quite unrealistic is going to be highlighted in your life. Somebody unrealistic, completely unrealistic, it's going to play a massive, giant role when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarius, indeed, this week. So that unrealistic person is connected to like you realizing something that you don't want to do. You realizing something specific that you don't want to be part of. You will realize something specific that you want to avoid, because through this unrealistic person, you know, it's going to inspire you and impress you in such a way where you will not want to do just that whatsoever, you know. So it's about illogical thinking when it comes to someone, and it's going to happen at a time when you hear unfavorable news, okay? So this is important because it's going to highlight exactly like you know, things that you know don't want to be part of, but most importantly it's going to get you thinking, and it's going to make you realize the specific part of your life that you actually want to learn more about, you know, through this person. So you see how beautifully this is actually going to turn out for you, because it's going to reflect on your own desire to learn new ideas, and these new ideas that I'm talking about are not completely brand new. They are to do with the specific aspects of your life that you need to bring in. I've seen this before, and now it's highlighted, and it's going to it's giving you a chance and the opportunity to recognize what this is. Because it's where you are now, what you're doing right now, but you always like keep on kind of going. You need to keep going with the flow, and you need to keep growing, and you need to keep adding new things, because if you're not, the energy is going to become stale, and the energy becomes stale, then the big mama is not going to move. You know, if big mama is not moving fast enough, then it's just going to like kind of really slow everything in your life, and until you realize specific aspects of your life and need a bit of your attention in terms of energy towards specific goals, then this is going to be the case. So this is why this is going to work out really kind of brilliantly when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarius, in so many different ways. It's all about pointing out the specific part of your life that you know you you need to kind of concentrate a bit more towards, but at the same time it's about your own reflection, and at the same time, you know, your own respect for knowledge, it's going to be growing at around a specific subject part of your life. So that is going to lead towards a desire to learn a new ideas, but it's to do with a specific path, so you will, that you are on, and things that you need to bring in, because this is the time of growth and it's the beginning of March. And I said this in my monthly readings, the energy is changing. The energy is very vibrant. I know, although like so much going on out there, the energy is like really vibrant, but at the same time, when it comes to the nature is changing, we are changing. So this is how you make the most of it. You get more chances and more kind of like a beneficial energy to kind of go further with things, to last longer with things that you want to achieve, that you want to happen. And there where you would find like a challenging and boring, you know, because you've tried so many times, now you find it challenging in a good way. Okay, so this is why I'm talking about, it's making the most of the situation, but also making the most of this energy and balance that we have at the moment. Okay, because that nature is changing, we are changing, so it's all going with that absolutely wonderful flow of our own transformation. And you know, by the time you get to the mid week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, something really big is going to happen. I'm so sorry. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Something really big is actually going to happen, and very, very significant life experience you're actually going to have. So this is all about the midweek until the end of that week. You know, this week, it's about the significant life experience that you're going to have. And you will know by the end of this specific week that after that moment in time, there are absolutely, it's going to be as obvious as a daylight which changes do you need to make, you know, which changes need to be made. And also, you know, this is to do with the very powerful and unexpected revelations which you are going to find out, which you are going to have. And this is going to help you to break free from procrastination, by the same time to release old beliefs systems, you know. So this is to do with your spiritual transformation, is to do with your growing, but at the same time you will know exactly that now is a good time to do what you want to do. This is going to set you open. This is going to set you free. This is going to open your mind, but it's also going to give you so much energy to project towards your passion in life. And you know, you're also going to have a little bit of like a situation that you will want to inspect at around the end of the week as well. The very last 2 days, 7th and 8th of March, are going to be big mama when it comes to the specific situation that you will want to kind of inspect, you will want to know more about, you will want to explore. And this is a big mama calling that I'm talking about, okay? Because this is telling you already that this is the part of your passion that you should explore. It's going to become like a moment of, oh, I want to explore this a bit more. But then again, it's going to turn into the actual adventure. And that adventure is really kind of like going to give you even more courage, because you're going to find out something even more specific about your life. But also at the same time, you know, you have to remember to not to let your emotions to get in the way, because you know, someone very close to you, it's also kind of gonna need a little bit of your help, and it's going to confuse you in an emotional way. But you must not let that to kind of take your energy from what's happening around you. This is all part of the challenge, and sadly sometimes, you know, things are thrown at us just to kind of like see how much we have progress and how many things we can kind of juggle with at the same time, and we surprise ourselves very often. So you are going to have this moment of surprise, actually, how much you were actually able to handle. And don't stress out with the amount of things that you're going to have around you and things like that, because this is only unnecessarily draining your energy. First you jump in the water and then you learn how to swim. I always say this is one of my favorite sayings, you know. This is the time to, now is a good time to do what you want to do, but it's pretty much so to do with you taking actions on your ideas, and also kind of like realizing that you are going to have a beginning of a very, very interesting experience through your own enthusiasm. So pay attention to inspiration, pay attention to every single time when you feel optimistic and things like that, because it's going to be pretty much so life-changing for you in many different ways. It's the time when you're going to release yourself from bondage, but at the same time it's to do with the beginning of an understanding and, you know, reaching towards an enlightenment in our lives, you know. So this is, my gorgeous Sagittarius, is going to be very important indeed. So now I'm going to see what is going to be your tarot card. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpioni. What is going to be a tarot card? Oh, la luna, la luna. You see this? Oh gosh, no. I'm gonna do it like this. Oh my lord, oh la luna, la luna. Look at this, my gorgeous Sagittarius, like this just jumped out. What else would jump out than the star? I mean, come on. And it just jumped out. It's screaming at me, you know. No, it's like, so this is all about, this is brilliant. It's about the hope, finally, you know, because you've been worrying so much. You've been like a little bit negative. Things haven't been happening like quick enough. You just needed a little bit of push. There is going to be a really good news that you're going to have this week. That good news is going to open your eyes. It's going to make you feel, oh, thank God, things are changing. But at the same time, it's going to bring you hope. It's going to bring you inspiration. It's going to bring you that sacred balance. But also, it's going to be pointed out, you know, the very specific part of your life, that there are so many other prospects and projects that are actually coming up, and this is something that you have been waiting, but also at the same time it's a rather powerful, victorious moment in time when it comes to your inspiration, when it comes to optimistic energy, when it comes to balance, when it comes to determination, when it comes to you feeling artistic, when it comes to you feeling, you know, like inspired with a specific part of your life, when it comes to your own knowledge and accomplishments and things that you have done so far. By the end of this week, you are most certainly going to become aware of the bright prospects and so many other things around. You know, you're going to also become aware of other ways to get how you can get where you want to get at the same time. So you are going to have a really powerful sign as well this week, my gorgeous Sagittarius. And the sign that you are going to have, this week, oh my goodness, you see that you're on the right path. You see, all this is going to be connected to the little omen and sign that you're on the right path. You will know the sign is going to be really strange, really bizarre, very unique and very unusual, but you will know this is going to speak to you with millions of words in million different ways, in millions of different directions that are going to be obvious to you, but it's all going to lead towards one of the biggest changes that you will be able to make later on when it comes to your home, when it comes to your immediate environment. You know, this is going to be big. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Sagittarius, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. Oh, illuminate the shadow, baby. Bit of a shadowing work. Illuminate the shadow and focus on the solution. Just remember this. Illuminate the shadow and focus on the solution. Please. Because this problem, this negativity is going to be keep on coming back, and it causes so much anxiety and so much stress and so much negativity. Now, for the first time in a long time, you're going to be able to deal with this. You're going to be able to know exactly what to do. And as soon as you start the process, you will be like, oh my God, it was so much easier than what I thought. You see? So try to see what this problem is. Try to see what this problem is, because it's bringing a really, really powerful solution. And it's at the same time, it was affecting your energy, it was affecting your harmony, it was affecting your balance. You have got the answer in you. You had this answer all along. Very important, my gorgeous Sagittarius, indeed. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn, Aquamarini, and little Piscelini we've got over there because I ran out of space. So now we were walking We were talking. Oh, la luna, Capricornius, my gorgeous Capricornius, please forgive me. I've got my moments. I need to raise my vibration so I can raise your vibration. I love you so much, my gorgeous Capricornius. Listen to me very carefully. I'm gonna say this only once. No, I'm joking. No, it's in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022. So this weekly for you, my gorgeous Capricornius, it's in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022. And I really like this because, you know, the way this week is going to start, you just need to kind of like understand to kind of there is going to be an uncertain outlook. The first 3 days this week, you need to see which aspect of your life is giving you an uncertain outlook, okay? Because that particular aspect of your life, it's also a sign that you need to kind of like change your way of thinking, and you need to change your priorities by making the certain readjustment. As soon as you're aware of like which priorities do you need to kind of like change, you're gonna be aware of like which adjustment you need to make, and what a massive role this is actually going to play in your life. And I say what a massive role this is going to play in your life because only when you connect and only when you know what this is through power of your subconscious mind, you know, as the time goes by, the more and more you're going to be able to understand, because more and more things are going to be making sense to you, even more than before, but also more and more you will kind of like realize more about the actual, you know, the specific picture in your life, how it's actually sticking out, and how now it's going to be the time much sooner, much quicker to actually deal with it, because it's something that has affected your past, it's affecting your present, but most certainly it's affecting your future planning as well, because you keep on leaving this behind. But you know, there is only so much time that we can give to the nonsense, you know, around us. There is so much time that we can give to things that don't make sense. There is so much energy that we can give to things around us that you know, that are it's things that are draining and requiring our energy around us. They're very dark, they're very weird, but you know, there is only so much that we can actually, of our energy, that we can give, because the more we give our energy away, the less we think with our own mind, with our own spirit, with our own soul. And when that happens on a consistent basis, more and more and more, it just starts affecting our lives. So we just wake up in the morning and we just wait someone else to tell us like what to do, for example. And no, baby, no, you can listen, you can get a guidance, you can be inspired, but don't listen to things that are making you negative. Don't listen to things that are bringing you down. Don't listen to things that you know that there is so much like of a devilish energy connected to it. You know, it's connected to actual lies primarily. So this is something that you need to kind of establish what this is, because also within the first couple of days this week, you are pretty much so gonna open your eyes, because you're gonna become aware of one of the biggest lies ever. You are going to become aware of one of the biggest lives ever, and something is current. It's to do with something that's going on, you know, around your life, and not only your life, but it's to do with something that's going on at the moment. And you will be able to kind of connect the dots and put two and two together, and you will see that there is a big, massive lie. It's to do with a big, massive, huge, enormous, giant lie. And that lie, you know, so far was affecting you. So I'm not just talking about, oh yeah, you know, you're going to become aware of a massive lie. Pay attention to what this lie is. Within the first 3 days, actually, this week, you're going to become aware of this lie. You will see something, one specific thing, one specific situation, one specific information is going to change everything. What you're going to see it's going to change absolutely everything, because you're going to become aware of one of the biggest lies, like absolutely ever, and you're not going to be able to kind of even believe this, that this is actually happening, that this is actually going on. But more and more, that is more so going to open your eyes. It's going to confirm so much that you already were able to read in between the lines, you know, yourself. But then that is what going to contribute towards that uncertain outlook that I started this reading with, because all these energies and vibrations have made you to think in a certain way, and now you're just going to start opening yourself up, and you're going to spiritually start setting yourself free. So when you get to the point where you were just so uncertain here, you know, now that is also kind of going to play an important role, what I just said right now, that, you know, the fact that you're going to be aware of this lie, it's actually going to really start making sense to you, and it's going to become a challenge, but a really good challenge after this moment in time, because you will know what to do. It's to do with a rather delicious energy which is going to become available to you, but also an important chance is going to become absolutely obvious. You know, an important chance that it's going to become absolutely obvious is just pretty much so going to be impossible to ignore, because it's going to bring you like a big change. It's going to bring you like a peace and contentment in your life. It's going to bring you almost instantly like a healing energy, but at the same time it's going to make you start the process that you're going to feel so proud of yourself. You are going to feel so proud of yourself, because on the other hand, it's about the knowledge that you need to pass on to others. You know, because, you know, going back again to the beginning of this reading, you know, what you're going to become aware of, I'm not saying that everybody's aware of this, but this is crazy. It's so important. And I say it's crazy because it's a very big information. It's a very powerful information. It's a very strong information that you will want to share with the people who mean to you the most, like your family members, your brother, your mother, your sister, your best friend, anybody who means to you so much. You should make them aware of this. You should make them aware of what you know. You should make them aware what you're actually aware of, my gorgeous Capricornians, because that way even if they don't believe you, even if they don't agree with you, your job is just to pass on this knowledge. Your job is to pass this on. It really depends on their spirit, on their spiritual journey, where they are at, how far they have come, how old they are as the spirit. It depends how much they will be able to understand, how much they will be able to connect and reconnect. Because some people would be like would get this straight away, immediately. But some people will never get this, will never understand this. It's sad. I don't know if it's sad. I don't know how to explain this, you know. But it is just like some people are never going to get it. So it's just, so your job is basically to just... some people are enlightened and some people are not. Okay? Some people are pretty much so on a very much higher level. Some people are the chosen ones. So you are the chosen one, no matter what, because you are Capricorn, so you understand so much as it is. But you are most certainly the chosen ones. And all you need to do is just that information and message that you're going to become aware of, you just pass on to someone else. Pass on to the people, not like everyone. Hello Mary, hello Jenny, hello John, hello Mark, hello Paul, hello you know, Ivan, you know, no baby, no. It's the people, no like just going out and just saying this to everybody. No, it's just the people who are in your life. And even if they are not getting it, even if they are not understanding you, it doesn't really matter. As long as you do this, as long as you say to them, it depends where their spirit is, how they're going to respond to this, your job is done. It's important. Because karmically, you will be rewarded for this, so it doesn't really matter. On another hand, Do you know what else, my gorgeous Capricornius, when it comes to this week? You know, it's about a little justice that you're going to have. You've been waiting for something for such a long time. And I think that someone has done something to you really negative in your past. Somebody projected like a certain amount of negative energy on you, at you in your past. And it's affected your way of thinking. It affected your way of planning. And now, you know, it's just basically about the justice. You know, it's like you almost like someone kind of has done something negative to you, like they projected the amount of negative energy towards you, and it slowed down your process, and you haven't even done anything. Because you haven't even done anything, the karma doesn't step in. You can only take this for the certain amount of time, and then once you kind of this negative energy kind of goes over, then it just goes back to the sender. So somebody was like a little bit jealous of you at a certain moment in time, and somebody was just jealous of your different way of thinking. So you said something and pissed them off, and they were like, oh no, I can't believe he said this. Like completely different mind-blowing opinions, and this is what it all started. And somebody just transferred like a certain amount of negative energy towards you that was affecting you. It was affecting your way of planning, it was affecting your way of thinking, but also it did not make things to happen as quick as you wanted. So that slowly is coming to an end. So this is to you with actually having a really important message here. That message is going to point you towards the person or group of people that were responsible for this. But then at the same time, you know, you need to understand that sometimes like people kind of can give us an evil eye or transfer the certain amount of negative energy towards us without intentionally doing this. Some people can do it like on purpose, like blah blah blah, just do it to you, you know, things like that. But some people have got a very strong energy, very negative energy in so many different ways, very dark and devilish energy, and that energy can be very strong with the negative and dark and sad words. So it's just as someone projected something on you in such a way like of an evil eye type of thing, when people say something but they also transfer this huge amount of negative energy towards us that affects our way of planning. And this, when this gets back to them, it's like, oh my god, 1,000,000 times worse. So it doesn't really matter. This in itself, it's not going to affect you. This in itself, it's actually going to be really beneficial for you, because through all this time, through all this stage and period when you were like kind of like around this, you know, this have made you think in a certain way, but it also helps you to reconnect with yourself in a completely different way. So there is something very sacred, very important that you gain through this, you know, through your own hard work. There were other things that you picked up on in time of slowness and the time of things not happening. So you are the one who's actually going to gain the most of it, because it's all about the actual justice. You know, you're going to feel like a justice, but this is going to feel personal to you because things are moving on. Very important information about your own accomplishment. You know, it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to make you aware that things are moving on that were very slow over the last 8 months in particular, which you're going to find very rewarding. And this is going to highlight the sincere desire and this within you, and that sincere desire within you is going to play an important role by the end of the week, when you're going to get like really interesting advice about it as well, and you will know that it's time to move on with your life. You know, most certainly you have to remember to believe in yourself and have a courage to continue. This is something I need you to kind of like really have like a little mantra, you know, throughout this week. You know, you have to believe in yourself and have a courage to continue. It's all about your courage. It's all about your persistence and strength. You know, you have got unshakable force indeed, and this is going to lead you towards the greatest success of your life. You just remember, it's about the discipline to yourselves by staying true to yourself, but also realizing that there is going to be like a little challenge that you're gonna have, you know. And the challenge that you're going to have this week at around the midweek, all you need to remember is to keep on being persistent, because you will think that something just came to an end at around the midweek. Oh God, you know, no. Listen to your heart, listen to your spirit, listen to your soul, and just keep going. Keep being persistent. Okay, so now my gorgeous Capricornians, I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Oh gosh, You see this, like, no baby, no. It's all about like you're gonna feel very strong opinions this week. You're gonna feel like you want to express yourself. You're gonna feel like very energetic. But also there are some people that are gonna piss you off so much. Okay, there are some people that are going to, okay, not piss you off, sorry. It's gonna be some people who are gonna wind you up so much. Please, like, these people are so far gone. I'm keep on telling you, and I'm gonna say it again, don't please waste your energy anymore on people who don't mean anything to you. You're gonna realize this week how different people are, how different people can be, how different people can act, how strange people can be, how lost people can be, how bizarre people can be, how easily manipulated people can be, how empty people can be, and on top of that, how evil some people can be, how crazy some people can be. This is what you're gonna realize. So it's you who is on top of things. It's you who is getting the most out of it because you are wise, you are clever. This is all gonna contribute towards your own accomplishment. It's all gonna contribute towards your own like confirmations and things like that. But even more so, just like you're gonna gain something out of it, like actually in a wise way. And also on another hand, you see this, absolutely brilliant. So through this you will be able to see things that you didn't see before. So you are gonna come across, again, I have to say to you, it's gonna be part of the process that you're at. You're gonna come across people that are gonna challenge you like there is no tomorrow so much. Keep certain things to yourself until you are completely sure, until you start things like completely, you know. But keep certain things at the beginning. If you start something, then keep certain things to yourself. Say as little as possible, or nothing. Probably it would be the best. Just keep certain things to yourself. This is the best way to protect yourself against these people. And on another hand, when you feel like challenged, don't show your emotions. Take this as a challenge. You're going to be absolutely fine, because by doing that you are just keeping their energy low, you're keeping their vibration low. So when certain people try to challenge you, you just basically, you in turn into this clever little cat. And it's not only that, you're very smart, you're very clever, but there is something else that you're going to find out through that. There is something else that you're going to see. And that is going to help you to make sense of like other things that you want to make sense of, because it's going to give you absolutely sacred knowledge as well. So you're going to gain something so important when it comes to your insight through people like this. So it doesn't matter if they're winding you up. Just try to not to go on their level. So now my gorgeous Capricornius, I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card of the week. Oh, ground your light, let your soul shine. This doesn't surprise me at all, because it's March, so it's all about the grounding. It's all about paying attention to the actual, our energy. It's please, I said this in a monthly reading, go inside the forest, chill out, find a little place where you can sit down, ground yourself. Sit somewhere by the water, by the river if you can. Just stare at the river, listen to the sound, and just rejuvenate yourself. Maybe if you're living by the sea, just do that. Sit by the sea and just absorb all this beauty around you. Just smell that gorgeous sea air, and just like kind of like rejuvenate yourself as much as you possibly can, because this is something that it's going to really clear so much within you. And especially when it comes to us having a courage to do something important, but we are still kind of battering with this like a dark forces around us that are pulling us from every single angle, you know. It's still affecting us subconsciously. So this is why it's important to clear this like toxic vibration and energy from us. And by being in the nature and spending some time in the nature, this is something that is going to affect your balance in the best possible way. Because after that, you know, you will see something is going to be pointed at you, like the path that you just don't know what to do. You know that you should be doing, that you should be on it, but you just don't know, kind of, you're still kind of fighting with yourself. So it's just going to give you that courage, you know, to kind of like go forward with your life. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to do, it's going to be my gorgeous Aquarius. I'm just going to have a little bit of water. Oh gosh, water. Okay, so now now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Aquarius. So this is a weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022. So this is for you, my gorgeous aquamarinis, you know, and it's in between the 1st and the 8th of March 2022. When it comes to the 1st and when it comes to the 2nd of March, please, please, please see what is going to be on your mind as soon as you open your eyes. And I really hope that you're going to remember this: the power of your own ability to understand the world beyond, the energy beyond, the dimensions beyond. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And I told you many times, like to you and to everybody, that basically when we sleep, we are part of all sorts of dimensions. You know, we have astral projections, we are traveling, we see things that we don't normally see, we connect to things that we don't normally connect to, we recognize things that we don't normally recognize. So it's like a very kind of a highly powerful state of meditation that we get so much out of while we are still part of it as soon as we open our eyes in the morning, because we are still part of that dimension within the first like about 10 minutes, I would say. Okay, so don't be surprised, you know, when you open your eyes on the 1st and the 2nd of March, you know, pay attention to what is on your mind. Something really unusual and really kind of bizarre and really strange is going to be pointed out. When that's pointed out to you, my gorgeous aquamarine, is at the same time you need to kind of take this on. It's like a little task that you need to take on, that you need to work on. And as soon as you become aware of what this is, as soon as you start working on it, you are this is going to put you on the path where you're gonna want naturally to explore the certain part of your life, the certain stage of your life. And that exploration is going to become evident by the 7th and the 8th of March, which is just going to require from you to make the necessary step. And once you do this, my babies, you're gonna get to know the very unusual part of yourself that you're gonna love like there is no tomorrow. But on another hand, it's going to open your eyes, and it's going to in turn into a really interesting and adventure. Okay, so this is important because it's about to start a very kind of like a powerful process of your life. So it's something that you need to remember, something that you need to recognize, and you can ignore these feelings if you want, you know. You can ignore what is going to be pointed out at you within the first couple of days this week, you know. But at the same time, if you're unsure what this is, it's going to be highlighted yet again on the 7th of March as well. On the 7th of March, there is also going to be the strong power that you are going to have. You're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to open your eyes, and something is going to be pointed to you. So you now have the 7th of March as well. If you miss the 1st and the 2nd, like when this is going to be pointed out at you. And as soon as you know what this is, it doesn't matter if you are there too late. That absolutely doesn't matter. It's all going to lead towards the specific part of your life that you will want to explore, that you will need to explore, you know. And this is when things are going to become really, really interesting indeed. On another hand, my gorgeous aquamarines, you know, you need to understand that also this week, please do not be misled. Now it's time to follow your intuition more than ever. Someone is going to be around you, and it's like kind of going to someone is going to be around you, and it's kind of going to try to influence you in a negative way. So this is something that I need you to kind of like see who this is, because if you kind of don't kind of pay attention to this person right now, they're going to become a complete nonsense later on. And I don't like, I know I'm being a dark lala again, but there is just someone around you that, you know, that person is not who they say that they are, and you seem to be like a maybe under some kind of spell still a little bit when you're around that person. So you know but you don't know, you see but you don't see, you're aware but you're not aware, but you need to snap out of this spell, you know, because if you carry on being in this spell, my gorgeous aquamarines, it is just going to become worse and worse and worse, and later on you can kind of lose quite a lot within different aspects of your life when this person comes out of themselves and show their real face, you know. So I don't know, you just need to see who this is. So someone is not who they are, and I just need you to kind of protect yourself and protect what's yours, and you need to snap out of some kind of spell. It's almost like a little spell here. So that person has got a very strong energy, but also has got the ability to manipulate people emotionally, you know. So it's just something that I need you to kind of like pay attention to a little bit. On another hand, my gorgeous aquamarines, it's just basically do not make a useless sacrifice. Just remember, do not make the useless sacrifice. This is something that I need you to remember. It's important because when you become aware of what this useless sacrifice is, this is also going to almost immediately become the time of transition, change in your life, and also is the time of reversal of certain things in your life when it comes to that stage that made you feel really, really bored over the last 12 months. You know, it's about you realizing what this adjustment is, what this sacrifice is in terms of readjustment, which is going to lead towards your own rebirth. So this is why this is so important. On another hand, you are going to feel a little bit of unfounded fear, like almost like, oh my god, a lot is going to be happening. You're going to be able to deal with so many different things throughout this week, and that on one hand is going to open you up and make you aware of like how powerful you are in terms of longevity. And every single time when you're kind of like doing something so long and you make it so successful, but it's so much longer than you normally do, you just need to kind of see what else did you gain through that extra long period, because there are going to be so many answers that you're going to become aware of, and these are all part of your spiritual awakening. And that in itself makes you think really deep and just kind of, oh my god, you become aware of all these dimensions without even realizing, but it's just also pretty much so makes you feel like very deep, you know, and that deepness sometimes just leads you towards an unfounded fear. So ignore the unfounded fear. Do not expect the worst and do not think negative throughout this week, because you will have a very strong power of manifestation. So you focus on good, you focus on positive. So try to refocus your thoughts as much as you possibly can, and because that in itself is going to help you to look back on what you have achieved and set new goals. That in itself is going to help you to look back at what you achieved and set new goals according to that, okay? Important indeed. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I'm just going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, so what is going to be a tarot card of the week? When I started this reading, I said, yeah, I'm going to start like reading. It's going to be 1 hour reading for all 12 signs. It's like, looking at the time now, it's like 2 hours and a half. My God! Okay, so now my gorgeous Aquamarini, 2.5 hours later. Sashita is still going. So now, my gorgeous Aquamarinis, what is your tarot card for this week? What is your tarot card for this week? What is the tarot card for Aquamarini? Oh, la, 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 la. This is important because sometimes the certain things come to an end in our lives and we don't realize. Sometimes we realize too late. Sometimes we realize when we don't want it to realize. Sometimes we realize when there is nothing else that we can do. Sometimes we realize when the energy is gone, so we don't feel like we found anything beneficial. But sometimes when we make the necessary adjustment at the time when we realize which part of our life specifically came to an end, you need to see what this is, because it's going to be really, really rewarding. As soon as you realize what aspect of your life came to an end, that is going to allow for the different energy to come through, different energy to come forward, and it's going to put you on the path with something much better, with something much more significant, with something much more important, with something much more suitable for your life. So these are the times that I'm talking about, and it's also going to start the process of the greatest time when it comes to you using the experience you've had over the last 36 months in the best possible way to make a huge progress in your life, because this in itself is going to bring you one of the greatest accomplishments ever. Okay, so now I'm just gonna see what is going to be an oracle card, my gorgeous Aquamarini. This is your oracle card, my gorgeous Aquamarini. And your oracle card is, astral travel caution needed. Okay, you're going to stumble upon a brand new journey this week. Aquamarini, you're going to stumble upon the brand new journey this week. I want you to be careful with this one in such a way where you need to go one step at a time. You will want to do something really quickly, but sometimes we have to understand and remember it's not too good to be cocky. Not cocky in a bad way, but you do have a relevant different kind of like a experience, but there is a more room for you to kind of like there is more room for experience there. So you need to see what this is and remember to go one step at a time, because you need to find out a bit more. So it's about a certain opportunity, but then again at the same time you must not rush too much into it, because within the next few weeks, you know, within the next few weeks are going to be super relevant when it comes to you getting a knowledge, the specific knowledge, you know, that you haven't got right now. So just try to like kind of take one step at a time. And if someone is trying to push you towards something, if someone is rushing you towards something, just kind of take a little time out and return to it when you feel like it, when you want it. Okay, so now the next sign is going to be my gorgeous Pisces. But before I do that, I'm going to have a little bit of water. Oh Lord. Okay, so Pisces. Oh la luna, la luna. Oh la luna, la luna. My gorgeous Pisces. Okay, so I might as well move this now. Sorry, I had to put you over here, my gorgeous Pisces, because I ran out of space. I've got like about 5,000 plants around me, 30 cats. No, I'm joking. So now, my gorgeous Pisces, this is your reading, and it's in between the first and the actual just a second. Yeah, that's you, my gorgeous Pisces, and it's in between the 1st and the actual 8th of March 2022. Do you know, I really like it, because from the beginning of this week, it's all about this vibration and energy of the actual inspiration. And this is why on purpose I started these readings from the 1st of March until the 8th of March, because it's going to reflect on every single sign in a quite positive way, in a quite optimistic way, in terms of the actual energy and determination. But with you specifically, and most importantly, it is going to be about the inspiration. Somebody in particular is going to inspire you this week. And that inspiration is also going to kind of open your eyes, and it's going to want you to find out more and more. It's about this internal thirst for knowledge that you are going to feel, that you are going to have. Sometimes in this life, there's so many passerbys, you know, so many people, but every single person we learn a certain lesson with. Some people are less important, some people are more important, but this is the person who is of a huge importance in your life. Even if it's someone who you don't even know, but it's keep on inspiring you like there is no tomorrow, of course that person has got an important impact on your life, because it's increasing your vibration and it's increasing your energy. And by increasing your energy and vibration, you just make yourself that more powerful. That your spiritual shield, it kind of protects you even more against the negative energy and the darkness, you know, that we have kind of stumbled upon, all of us, you know, lately. So it just helps you like to kind of like, you know, hold your own spiritual candle and go through. So my point is, that this particular person, whether this is someone who you read up about, whether this is someone who you watch, whether this is someone who you talk to, whether this is someone in your life who comes in like have a conversation with you, however, it's going to inspire you in such a positive and optimistic way that this person is meant to be in your life. And I really like it, because at the same time, you know, this is going to really give you an idea. And as soon as you kind of realize what this idea is, as soon as you become aware of it a bit more and more, there is just so much that you will want to know, so much that you will want to find out. And then that idea that I said, it is just basically going to kind of like make you aware that you're going to need to make the necessary step, which you are going to do by the end of the week. And that necessary step, it's just going to be connected almost immediately to a significant life experience that is going to need certain changes to be made. So once you step through, baby, there is no way back in the best possible way, because one thing is going to lead to another thing is going to link to another thing. So it's fantastic, because it's going to slowly bring you the whole new world of possibilities, but also at the same time it's going to help you to get out out of the stationary pose and the position that you have found yourself at by realizing that all this time the power was in you. And the more you give a power and credit to yourself, the more you're going to flow through like a big banana. So this is why this is so important, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. So it's about a significant life experience that you're going to have, but it's going to require the certain changes to be made at the same time. This is going to be very powerful time. But at the same time, you know, it's going to lead towards the actual unexpected revelations, and that is going to help you to break free, and it's also going to help you to kind of release old belief systems. So that in itself, it's also going to be a very strong sign that you're going to become aware of how much you actually learn and how much you actually grew over the last 36 months. This in itself is going to become absolutely obvious right at this moment in time. You know, it's about you taking actions on your ideas, but also at the same time realizing, becoming aware of an invitation and opportunity. And this is brilliant. You know, you becoming aware of an invitation and opportunity, more like an opportunity that is later on going to be connected to like you waiting. So that's why I'm seeing the like kind of like an energy of invitation, because it looks like you're going to have to wait for the specific point, for the specific moment in order to go through with this part of your life. But that's absolutely fine. You know, it's to do with the timing and things like that. But at the same time, it's about an opportunity. You're going to become aware of an opportunity that is missing in your life. A lot is going to start making sense, but that opportunity is just like a very small part that you need to bring in, that you're doing right now, but you need to make this energy more delicious, because now it's time to move on with life. We are moving on and we are growing. You know, we are moving on with life, we are growing with life, we are changing, we are transforming, and this is the time of transformation and a clear sign. What else do you need to bring into the current situation? It's most certainly going to become rather obvious, because it's to do with an advancement in your life, but then at the same time, it's about the clarity that you're going to have on your life purpose. At a roughly similar time, there is going to be clarity on your life purpose that you're going to feel and have, and it's just going to be in your heart, and it's going to be absolutely undeniable. But then again, it is going to go even deeper to this, and then suddenly at around the midweek, you know, you're going to feel a very strong connection with your past and the things that passed but made you feel really happy in your past. And you used to do this, you used to enjoy yourself, you used to live your life in this particular way. So why are you not doing this? Do you think that you, like, maybe, is it your age? Do you think that it's affected you? Do you think that you grow out of it? Do you think that things changed? No, baby, no. The answer is within you. There is something, the specific part of your life that you left in your past. You need to bring it in. It's strictly and strongly part of your soul journey, part of your spirit journey. But it's yet again going to return into your life as a powerful sign when you need it the most and when you kind of least expected. And this is what I'm talking about. It's about revisiting old dreams and plan. But at the same time, instead of thinking how things used to be, you're going to realize now exactly what you need to do in order to make things like really happy and optimistic and exciting in your life again. Of course that this is an important time of your life, but at the same time, you know, you're only limited by what you believe is actually possible. Just remember, you're only limited by what you believe is actually possible. This is going to become evident in itself here, my gorgeous Pisces, indeed. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. My gorgeous Pisces, what is going to be a tarot card of the week? Oh, we were walking, we were talking, oh, la luna, la luna. Look at this, my God, 3 of coins. This is brilliant. Just basically, communication is important. Staying committed to things that you do, it's important. Staying inspired, it's important. What's inspiring you, it's important. Very kind of like something that you need to discuss. You know, the discussion is like more important than ever. And this week, please try to like kind of throw yourself into all sorts of opportunities. Try to kind of be part of as many things as you possibly can, because you're going to surprise yourself with the amount of things that you're going to be able to do. But the more things you do, the more things you throw yourself at, the more challenging and rewarding you're going to to find everything, because you are going to find out like that your energy is much more powerful than you possibly thought, but you're also going to find out how powerful you actually are. Please do not forget how important it is to communicate, how important it is to work actually with the people. Do not cut people out of your life. This is the time when you need to bring people into your life, but it's also time when you're going to realize how important it is to be with people, to work with people, to communicate with people, to express yourself around the people. The more you do this, the more kind of like a significant your energy is going to be. And also, you know, it's just about the gift. Pay attention to the gift. Your gift is going to be highlighted. Okay, your gift is going to be, your spiritual gift is going to be highlighted, and at the same time it's going to help you to avoid the tower situation. By you pretty much so like staying committed to yourself, you are actually also gonna get such a wonderful inspiration here, a wonderful inspiration which is going to really open you up psychically, and it's going to help you to kind of realize, oh my god, the certain like kind of like a unexpected situation that you are going to become aware of on time. And this is also going to come through conversation, through you being surrounded by the people, to you talking to people, to you listening to people, to you paying attention to people who you want to pay attention to, because something is going to be revealed to you, you know, in terms of like not a tower, but then you will know, oh my god, you're going to become aware of like an unknown little hidden danger through the people, through the communication in your life as well. And that is just going to remind you of the part of your life that you no longer want to be part of, because something doesn't make sense, you know, in this part of your life, and something is just kind of gonna really kind of work in your favor when it comes to this. So it doesn't really matter, you know, it's all about moving on and also paying attention to the big change when it comes to your home, rather than paying attention to negativities and negative people. So now my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to see what is going to be an oracle card as well in between the 1st and the 8th of March. My gorgeous Pisces oracle card. Oh, love and light, act with care. You see, just like you're gonna come across some very strange and unusual people this week, and just try to like kind of like don't waste your energy on people who don't understand you. Preserve your energy, because through people doing very strange things this week, through people acting in a bizarre way that haven't got anything to do with you, you're gonna become aware of the certain lies, and something massive is that you're going to become aware of, something huge that you're going to become aware of. And it's a massive, enormous, one of the biggest lies you've ever kind of come across in your life. So you will know something so big, and that is going to make you even more advanced. And what you're going to become aware of, you don't need to kind of go out and say to everybody, it's pointless. Okay, but you just say to people who mean to you the most. If they understand you, or if they don't understand you, your spiritual job is to make people aware who are very close to you this particular information, because it's one of the biggest lies that you've ever heard in your life you're going to come across. So this in itself is going to open your eyes, and it's going to help you to act with a care, with the specific aspects of your life that if you didn't know this information, then you could have done things so wrong. You could have gone completely wrong route down, and this is something that is going to protect you as well. On another hand, you know, channel your knowledge. You are going to make an important judgment this week by the end of this week, and don't, you know, the last 2 or 3 days, you know, there is a situation that it's going to come up, and you're going to feel so like kind of undecisive. But at the same time, you have to remember to not to make a useless sacrifice. Do not make useless sacrifice in your life whatsoever. So what is useless sacrifice is? It's on you to find out. And then on another hand, you're also going to realize that, you know, the answer, an important answer is in you. Do not go ask other people. It needs to come from you. So in undecisive situation, you're going to go 2 ways, you know. So this is something you need to pay attention to channel your knowledge, you know, and that needs, this critical judgment needs to come from you, because you know you are the only one who knows the answer. You have to take everything into consideration that happened to you so far over the last 36 months, and you will know exactly which part of of your life you don't want to be kind of repeated ever again and again. No one else is going to do it for you. No, you have to kind of go on with your life. Sometimes, you know, even if it's really dark, you know, even if your light, even your candle is like kind of like a flame is really tiny and it's too dark around, it's okay, just keep going. Your own energy is going to make a fire, so you'll be able to see much further ahead. Okay, thank you ever so much for watching my energy, my lord. Thank you so much for watching my videos, my gorgeous people. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.